Hey, what's up, everyone? We're here. And we're live at Seraphim Specialized Training number 6. We're getting ready to get into some fun games, but first, some of the housework. I'm Frying Pan Man, and we got here my co-commentator. What's up?
I'm Soggy One. It's a pleasure to be here with all y'all once again.
Heck yes. And yeah, so we're going through map bans right now, but we're about to get to the first game. A lot of interesting matches coming up in bracket that we get to talk about. But for the first one here, we're going to be looking at the team Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos plus Solar Scythe, that is their full name, versus PSI plus Twisty. Iggy, what are your thoughts on this matchup? What are you thinking?
I think this is going to be a very interesting match. Psy plus Twisty, definitely a team I've kept my eye on for quite a while here. Twisty, well-known, absolutely insane Zentaro player. Crazy numbers. You'll love to see the Zentaro come out. Doxy and Spooked Altar, excellent players. I'm sure that we've seen their names around. You'll know them. You'll love them. That being said, I've got to give a shout-out to Seraphim teams. Plus Solar Scythe, of course. Daboom, Mexi Casual, Solar Scythe. Some very iconic players there. I mean, who isn't a fan of Daboom? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, Daboom's got it working. What can I say?
So I think we're going to get something really interesting here, watching these two teams clash, just going at it. What is your takeaway here? What are you gambling on here?
Yeah, no, I'm on the same boat as you. I'm a bit new to getting all the names down, but I've seen PSI plus Twisty in the last specialized training, and they definitely put in the work there. They played some really great games. In terms of Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos, I have seen Mexi play for a while. Mexi Casual has got the goalie chops to keep it down against them, and Daboom coming in with a very varied skill set, but with the Dubu and the Juno, I think we're going to see a lot of great gameplay. Solar Scythe, I'm a bit new to, but I believe, considering Solar Scythe's name is in the name of the team, so it's the glue that's bringing it all together. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what kind of games we are going to be privy to today.
Yeah, truth be told, I'm not super familiar with Solar Scythe and their midfielding capabilities. I've definitely seen a bit more of what Doxy's able to bring to the forefront in terms of midfielding. So I think it's going to be super exciting watching the known versus the unknown.
For sure. It looks like we might be getting ready to go into it. Yep, we're loading in. The first map here we're getting is Atlas's Lab, a very classic competitive map, well played by many teams. So we're going to see how these teams go on to use the map themselves.
Loading in on Atlas Labs. Some interesting hovers we're seeing here. Not going to shut them out until we've really locked it in. Anything's possible here. Character ban's going to be very important. I've got a strong suspicion of one of the strikers is going to be banned here. Possibly two of them. Let's see if it comes true. I'm thinking Dubu Zentaro bans.
And you are very correct on that. Twisty Zentaro and Daboom's Dubu are not going to be in play for this match. Two very strong bans. But let's actually get into what they will be playing. It looks like we're seeing Mako and Aimi here. Then going in, what are they hovering for their next? All right, Atlas, I assume that's Mexi Casual and X here, coming in from Twisty, going into the last picks. And we've got a Luna from Doxy and Juno coming out from Daboom. Very classic Daboom pick. Let's see how they get into it at the start in terms of Awakenings.
Looks like a hot shot and something else start. We're not going to be too sure what else we're starting with, as every single striker in this match has taken hot shot.
That makes sense. Hot shot's pretty strong. But getting into it, incredible, yes. Ooh, a very early hit from the Mako primary. Going to pick up the first barrier. Twisty, though, going to be sure to capitalize on that, picking up the second barrier. Daboom, going to try and bring it back, but it's going to come back to Twisty. Ooh, Daboom bring it back, but unfortunately not going to collect. But Solar Scythe with a great Aimi primary, gonna be bringing down both barriers quite quickly. And Daboom with the Juno jump. That was a very fast round.
And an excellent round nonetheless. Both barriers went down on Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos side, but that didn't matter. Mexi Casual was able to keep it out of there, and DeBoom and Soulless Scythe just kept it forward and kept the pressure up. That being said, another very early tap from Twisty. You'll love to see it happen.
For sure, for sure. Spooked Altar, though, keeping up the defense here, giving Twisty another chance, but unfortunately, a great hit back to DeBoom is going to take out the first barrier. They're keeping up the pressure. A great secondary for Mexi Casual, getting the second barrier. They're keeping up the offense here, but a Soulless
Scythe kicking it in. Absolutely insane. Wonderful positioning and team play between DeBoom and Soulless Scythe playing off each other.
I gotta say, these games are very close. Both teams are picking up barriers, but it's those small little differences that are gonna be setting the points here. It looks like DeBoom's got quite an early offensive play here, but it's gonna come back due to Mexi Casual's defense into Spooked Altar's first barrier. But Twisty, with the X powerhouse, cleaning it up very quickly, picking up the first point for PSI plus Twisty with two very quick barriers and the goal.
Everyone knows about Twisty Zentaro, but the thing is that not many people know about his X. I've had the pleasure of commentating a few PSI plus Twisty teams. Every time Twisty gets X, and every time the bull rushes impress me.
I completely believe you here, seeing the gameplay here. PSI plus Twisty losing the first barrier, but they're keeping a very tight defense, trying to get it through. Mexi Casual's going to stop it with the wall. Soulless Scythe trying to get it to DeBoom, but it's not going to work out. And Doxy and Twisty getting another offensive shot here. An unfortunate Atlas secondary, and the missed burst is going to lead to a lost barrier and a second lost barrier on the Seraphim team. Soulless Scythe, though, gonna be making sure to make it even with the Aimi teleport. Twisty getting a chance here to make the offensive play, keeping it up. DeBoom trying to come back to help Mexi. Unfortunately, Twisty's gonna lose the core here. Mexi with the secondary keeping it out. A great burst to stop the offensive play from Soulless Scythe. The ball's floating around here now. DeBoom, Soulless Scythe gonna make a push. A great Aimi primary and a beautiful capitalization on that to hit a nice shot into the goal. A clean 3-1 in the first set here for the Seraphim team.
Absolutely incredible. Watching the unbridled aggression on both teams is really getting it pumping for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, for sure. I definitely feel you on that. We're gonna see some really strong awakening picks, I think, here for a lot of people. DeBoom picking up aerials, gonna make that jump count. We're going to be seeing Prime Time, a good defensive pick for Luna, and Demolitionist for X here to keep up the offense. Heavy impact on Atlas, going to deny the Mako there, but Mako's still going to get access to Super Surge, and Aimi's going to be left with peak performance here. Speed never hurts, but unfortunately not getting anything stronger there in this draft.
That being said, all it takes is a reverb and a spark resilience to really make Aimi go wild here.
Oh, for sure. All right,
an unbelievable KO.
Really, a fast KO there. But they're gonna keep up the defense, although not for long. DeBoom coming in with the second barrier. Mexi gonna keep the ball up to DeBoom. Now let's see if they're gonna play off each other and pick up the goal. Doxy, though, is gonna be picking up another barrier here, unfortunately. Mexi keeping up a great defense, though. DeBoom coming in, trying to make a play. Unfortunately for DeBoom, Spooked Altar is gonna defend that. Mexi gonna burst to keep the ball out, away from the Twisty X. But Twisty is still there, and Doxy with a great supporting secondary there, gonna keep the ball in.
Oh, an excellent mix-up from DeBoom. The leap into the strike to the opposite corner. So many ways that could have gone. DeBoom saw it, read it, got it going on.
That leaping strike, it's really dangerous, folks.
It's a very highly contentious ability. Kickoff,
For
just a
sure.
little bit of patience. Twisty wins it.
Yes. It looks like no barriers are exchanged yet, though. Gonna go in between. Mexi gonna try and keep it safe, but Twisty is unfortunately, for Mexi, going to keep the ball in, and it's gonna lead to a very easy goal for PSI plus Twisty. All right, leading in here. A fast jump from DeBoom, gonna be picking up the first barrier. Spooked Altar now gonna have to get it out. Mexi moving that wall up in order to keep the pressure. DeBoom and Soulless Scythe getting some pretty clear offensive pressure, but it's coming back now. Twisty and Doxy's turn to make it work, and Twisty will make it work. Very large X rotational move there. All right, Daboom gonna be stopped by the Mako ult, but that's not enough. Daboom is making it work, picking up both barriers. Mexi now gonna have to get it away, but unfortunately hitting that very unfortunate angle into the bottom corner there, bringing it up for Twisty to get a burst goal there.
A brilliant clear, but it simply wasn't enough with Twisty standing at the perfect range to counter it. Daboom consistently hitting these black holes, playing around the map features, key to winning this matchup here. Doxy dashing in, always there to support and take a bumper.
For sure, for sure. Twisty and Doxy's turn to keep the offense now. Doxy gonna be spending a burst, getting the barrier, but unfortunately bringing it back for Daboom to pick up that other barrier. Mexi is gonna try and pass here, but it's gonna get intercepted by Doxy. And wow, a very incredible series of hits there. Doxy comboing from X's pass into the missile, gonna be getting a great mix up there to get that goal, getting a 3-1 set this time for PSI plus Twisty.
That missile was absolutely astonishing. I did not see that coming.
For sure. The speed on Luna's missiles really mix you up sometimes. We're seeing that here. 1-2 punch going to be getting more damage on the Luna. Juno holding it back a bit. That allows X to pick up Specialize, but Juno's going to be also grabbing Quick Strike. And Atlas goalie going to be getting Team Player, a very big pick here. Aimee not getting a lot, but still Reverb with the peak performance earlier, going to be a great combo, and Mako's going to be getting that size to increase the defense there.
This overall has been a very exciting draft. A lot of good takes here. A quick barrier tap once again, however.
For sure. I think it's
just trading blow for blow.
It's been very even so far. Twisty gonna be trying to get here onto Mexi, getting the first barrier and the second barrier. That X ult, really powerful stuff. Doxy gonna be trying to get it through to Twisty, but unfortunately not able to do so. And now they're back with Daboom and Solar Scythe on the offense. However, Daboom is keeping that really good here. Gonna be trying to pick up the second barrier. Alter, though, keeping great defense. Unfortunately, missing the strike there. Gonna allow Scythe to pick up that second. Wow. And
wow.
However, it doesn't matter. They made it work. They brought it to Twisty, and Twisty brought it to the goal.
Daboom's really been trying to get the core out of Twisty's hands, but it just seems ever so hard that the minute Twisty gets the core on, boom, a barrier, boom, a goal.
No, for sure. They're going in here. Mexi gonna be stopping from 2 barriers being picked up, but Twisty gonna be coming in, keeping them away, and allowing the ult to pick up the second barrier there. Spooked Alter now, gonna have to defend against Boom and Scythe here. Oh, and unfortunately,
wow,
hesitated. The
just
slimes there are gonna be
patience.
All right, moving in here, Twisty. Gonna get a goal there. Unfortunately, the Atlas secondary was not enough to defend it there. Just went past, and it's gonna be the second point here in the set for PSI plus Twisty.
The pressure's cranking up, but we know that these two teams are pretty evenly matched. Can Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos take it back? I believe so.
I think they have a very good chance here. We've seen pretty even points from them so far. We're gonna have to see if they can bring it up here. Gonna have to spend 2 bursts there just to get it out, though. A bit low on resources, but Daboom is gonna pick up the first barrier. Moving in here, the Atlas secondary gonna come out, but it's not enough against the X Powerhouse. Twisty making the name known. The ball stuck due to and Doxy's missile.
You later Mexi casual. Daboom jumping in to block the core flip, not even letting Doxy get her hands on the core. Very important play. Twisty, however, in the perfect position to receive the pass from Doxy, punches it in.
Yep. They had the resource advantage there near the end, but they didn't even need it. They just made it work. And a lot of close points there, but PSI plus Twisty gonna pull out on the second set. And we're moving into drafts here. A very strong starter for X. We're going to be seeing Chrono on the field. We've seen that ult do a lot of work so far. It's going to be doing even more now. Daboom picking up extra special, more slimes. Luna getting more damage with Deadeye. Going to see what Atlas grabs here. Missile prop here, getting a bit more extensions on those walls. Mako with Timeless Creator, making the ult a bit more effective. And we're going to see a fight or flight here on the Aimee, allowing them to be a bit more mobile.
This could be it. That being said, I think this is going to go a bit further.
I do as well. There's a good chance.
There's a very strong chance. We know that these players are quite good even when they're undermatched. Got the underdog buff.
For sure. Plus, maybe being under pressure will help them out here. Plus, it looks like Seraphim team is getting a pretty early lead here with the first barrier, and Mexicasual keeping up the defense. Getting into Daboom in the perfect position to pick up a second barrier, and Twisty not able to pressure much due to the fact that they are low, but Doxy's still going to make it work with the secondary there to pick up the first lock on the Seraphim team. Mexi not able to defend against both Twisty and Doxy there. However, it's back on the side of PSI. Daboom and Scythe could make it work here. Doxy gonna have to try and dribble around and finding an opening, but Scythe gonna pick it back up. Moving in here, the Daboom extra special slimes coming out, and they're able to bring it to Twisty, and while Twisty does get the kill, they do not get the goal. Daboom trying to intercept, a great IME primary from Scythe to keep the defense up. Twisty has the resources though, but doesn't need them. They can just dribble, and the dribble works, bringing it in for the first point for PSI Twisty here in the fourth set.
What can you do? Twisty's X, truly a force to be reckoned with, combined with Spooked Altar on Mako. We've kind of been putting a bit of a limelight on Twisty and Doxy, but Spooked Altar with those global buffs and these excellently placed primaries has really been putting in work, as well as keeping the goals on lock. There goes Doxy, blasting off again, giving a pressure to Chocolate Cosmos, really letting them catch up here. We're going to see if they can take the other barrier.
Yeah, Daboom gonna be coming in with those supporting slimes. Unfortunately, not able to pick up a barrier, but Mexi's also able to avoid losing that barrier to Twisty there. Scythe gonna try and bring it up, but Doxy gonna see that as the opportunity to go for the kill. They're clearing it out though. It's a free ball here for PSI plus Twisty. Let's see what they make of it. Daboom trying to slow them down with the slimes. It's going to avoid the barrier, but that was a close one. A great Mako secondary, going to keep it up. Spooked Altar keeping that defense up, but so is Mexi with their own secondary. Having to get past Twisty now and Doxy, they're going to keep up the pressure, and unfortunately, that loose hit there going to be bringing in the second barrier away from the Seraphim team.
Stepping in overtime, Juno's going to be getting a lot stronger now. These slimes are really going to start making the core go red hot. Speaking of which, this core is blasting all over the place. Daboom being able to jump in here, take it.
Yeah, Spooked Altar still got the burst here. In fact, the resources are a lot better on the PSI plus Twisty side, and that's gonna come into play here with Doxy using the core flip there to bring it in for the second point.
This could be it, folks.
Yeah, no need to be stingy with those resources. PSI plus Twisty has the advantage on that front, but I think we can see a chance here for the Seraphim team to bring it back. Gonna be picking up the first barrier. Twisty's turn now to see what they can do. Gonna be picking up a second barrier, but Mexi's gonna stop it from being two. A great jump from Daboom, gonna be bringing it back on the offensive side for the Seraphim team, but the hits there and Spooked Altar's positioning gonna be bringing it back to see if Twisty and Doxy can, but Daboom jumping in, making a very clear shot there to the second barrier. It's now on Spooked Altar to defend here.
The net's open, but Chocolate Cosmos is not going to give up. They are willing to make a play. Doxy winning the strike war against the core flip. Twisty being able to crack the gate open. It's anyone's game here, folks.
Yeah, Twisty's cracked the gate open, but they're looking pretty crackable themselves with that low stagger. Still though, but wow. I was about to say, the Seraphim team didn't have an immediate chance there to make an offensive push, but Scythe creates the offensive push with that IME primary.
Absolutely excellent ability usage coming out of Scythe here, making way for plays.
For sure.
And Daboom slime placement, absolutely fantastic. Said we're not going to give up. We're not going to be taking this.
For sure. But Twisty isn't giving up either. Picking up the first barrier there. But Daboom position in the perfect place.
This is why we love Daboom. It doesn't matter the stakes. It doesn't matter where we're at. Daboom is going to come through and show you the boom.
Daboom is here to play. That is all I know. All right, we're going to be seeing here A bit even here on who is actually pushing. Mexi gonna spend the burst there to pick up the one barrier and give Daboom the offensive push. Gonna be picking up the second barrier there. Looking like an advantage here for the Seraphim team, but Doxy and Twisty gonna turn that advantage into their chance to make a push here. Daboom using the slimes here, and the insta redirects there. The chain of slimes. That's all you need. Daboom does not need teammates to make the play, although teammates are very useful, but the slimes, they're so powerful.
Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos smelt blood, and they chummed the waters.
The waters have been chummed. They are making it clear. Seraphim, what was the full name? Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos plus Solar Scythe is not giving up the fight. They are going to bring it to PSI plus Twisty. We're going to be seeing some really strong awakenings overall. Twisty going to get much more offensive pressure with Big Fish, and the rapid fire on Doxy overall going to give them a lot to work with. But Daboom also picking up Twin Drive here. We've seen a lot of great jumps from Daboom so far, and I think we're going to be seeing even more. At the beginning here, already jumping. Mexi going to be bringing it up to Daboom and Solar Scythe, and that's going to allow them to get the first barrier here. Doxy using the secondary to bring it out, but Solar Scythe keeping it in. Daboom going to be making that pressure work, and the Scythe really well placed. Didn't matter, they still got the barrier.
You just hate to see that angle. Or, well, if it's happening to your team, you love to see that angle.
Of course, of course. I've been there myself many times as a goalie player. Sometimes that angle works for you, and sometimes it works against you. The Mako ult gonna be keeping it in a little bit, and Daboom gonna take advantage of that to hit in just the right place to pick up the first point for Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos.
Pinpoint precision. Chocolate Cosmos is gonna be cranking up the heat.
All right,
They were down 2-0 last set. Here we are.
Definitely. Let's see if they can keep that heat up in the kitchen that is Omega Strikers. It looks like Twisty's bringing the heat, though, with the early barrier and almost the second barrier. But again, that devious Atlas Lab angle. We're going to be seeing it come up again and possibly more in later matches. Doxy here with the burst, not going to spend it yet, but Alter is going to be able to keep it up here. Twisty going to try and bring the barrier, but it's not going to work, although Mexi was able to save themselves with that ult, so good on them. Doxy going to spend the burst here to help out Spooked Alter. Alter and Twisty both still have bursts. The resource difference is going to be pretty important here. Wow. Mexi, though, not going to make it matter with that secondary usage. Spooked Alter passing to Daboom and Scythe, but using the ult as a cover there. Still Daboom's turn to make the offensive pressure. Gonna be on Doxy and Alter to bring it back to Twisty, and they're gonna do so, but Mexi and Scythe are gonna work together to bring it back out. Overall, great offensive pressure here. And Twisty's turn now to make it work, but not going to be able to connect it. Daboom, though, with a great slime to try and bring it to the barrier, but it's not going to work. Doxy using the secondary there. Mexi still keeping up great defense. Going to have to spend the burst here to avoid anything bad. It's Daboom's turn again, and Alter is now also going to have to burst.
Mexi casual with these absolutely mind-boggling expanses, truly clearing the way and making it an impenetrable fortress back there.
Oh,
with excellent struts and saves like that, unfortunately unable to save that one with Twisty coming in with a bull rush checkmate.
Yeah. Mexi Casual cannot feel bad about that performance. Those are some great defenses, but just that unfortunate hit there, gonna be bringing it to 1-1 in the set. Moving in here, we've seen a lot of jumps from Daboom, and that trend is going to continue. Scythe going to try and bring it in between the barriers, but it's not going to connect. Alter's going to be there to bring it, and Doxy is going to confirm into the first lock here for PSI plus Twisty. Scythe going to be keeping in the corner. Pretty easy lock there for Daboom to grab. Daboom's now got the burst. We might be seeing that coming into play soon. And unfortunately, the wall isn't going to work out there for Mexi. Good burst there to avoid the Twisty dash punch, but it doesn't matter. The strike reset to make sure that Mexi Casual cannot block that goal.
That extra size, that extra reach, 2-1, but we've seen it before. Daboom, Mexi Casual, Solar Scythe, they're not going to go down so easily. Hoping for a 0.5 Game 5 match.
Yep, Doxy going to be picking up that first barrier, but Mexi's going to avoid it for making it 2. Still, though, and a great wall from Mexi Casual. Going to bring it in. All right, Twisty, great move there. I forget what that X move is called, but it worked there to get the first barrier.
Bell ringer.
The bell ringer, it works. I think I called it the rotational move earlier, but the bell ringer.
Rotational move. That man is doing a 360 T pose. Daboom trying to make a play here. Black hole, unfortunately, in the way. Sets up a self pass. Daboom almost getting a peekaboo on Spooked Altar there.
Yeah, having to spend the burst here, and Twisty's gonna spend the burst, the core flip themselves to confirm a clean 3-1 game here, allowing them to pick up this first game for PSI plus Twisty.
That just goes to show you, you ban Zentaro, Twisty's coming out regardless.
Oh,
he doesn't
for sure.
care if you ban out his main. His X is on point.
His X has been really working it. I've seen it previously, and I'm seeing it now. It really works. Great game all around from everyone, though. We've definitely seen plays from everyone to pick up those barriers, to keep up that defense. Both teams have been making it work, but in this case, PSI plus Twisty gonna be getting the edge here in winning this first game.
That's right. That's the first game. We're going to be moving on to our game 2 here. Believe we're going to be figuring out map bans again. So let's just sort of go over what happened there. Something I'd like to point out, we didn't really talk about Spooked Altar that much, but the Mako buffs coming out were absolutely huge, letting Twisty and Doxy apply so much more pressure. That extra 20% size does unbelievable things when you're facing an Atlas and he doesn't have Expanse.
Yeah, no, keep in mind, this is the nerf version of the Mako buffs. Before they were 30% to both, but 20% is still really strong, and we've definitely seen that come in use here, helping out to get those goals.
It's kind of unbelievable how strong and centralizing Mako is at this point. You slap her with a brawler and a lot of things happen. That buff is just so huge still.
Yeah, no, I'm a Mako goalie player myself. I've used it quite a lot. It's a very effective measure overall. In terms of something else to talk about, we didn't know as much about Solus Scythe, but I think they really made it work there. We saw a lot of great IME plays from Scythe, keeping the ball up, keeping it pressured, getting it to Daboom in some really nice passes, and really helping to score. I think double midfield comps can sometimes be a double-edged sword because they're very effective at times, but if you don't know how to make them work, they can sometimes really ruin your offensive pressure. But Daboom and Scythe know how to make it work. They've been just running the double midfield game, the slimes, the IME, glitch pops. They're really just getting it up there. And Mexi has been doing great defense to keep the ball up there and giving them those chances to score if possible.
I was also quite impressed with the midfield Luna. It's not something I've personally experimented a lot with. I'm not very confident in my Luna abilities, but the option she has to herself with a very committal playstyle is absolutely unparalleled. We saw a lot of crazy things coming out of Doxy there.
Oh, yes, definitely. Doxy really making it work, playing well off of Twisty's brawler gameplay there. Especially that one goal earlier with the bell ringer combined with the missile. That mix-up is really devious. Yeah.
Ooh, that was a spicy missile. I tried not to shout too loud there. I don't want to disrupt everyone else around me, but holy.
Nah, you gotta disrupt them. You gotta let them know.
You gotta
Doxy
let them know.
that
pinpoint
missile.
Precision. That's what we love to see here. That's why we are a tournament for Omega Strikers.
Omega Strikers, baby. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here, to play some Omega Strikers.
All right. It looks like we're not just going in yet, but unless they change it, I believe our second map is going to be the Taiko Temple. A very devious map, I would say. What are your thoughts on it?
I've got some very mixed opinions. Taiko Temple opens up a lot of avenues for some very strange gameplay. Something I've been experimenting with and that I've really enjoyed, albeit is a bit risky, is Dubu midfield on Taiko Temple. Being able to lock off half that map and also abuse the bumpers for cheeky KOs is very devious. That being said, there's some very iffy things about the map, whether it be those bumper KOs I was just talking about, or the famed and fabled bounce back angle where you hit a drum and it perfectly launches it right back to you for no good reason. Devious angle.
Oh, yes, I've as a goalie, I've had that happen to me so many times. When I first saw it, I thought it was just like a random meme, like it was like rare, and then I started playing the map more and it started happening to me.
It has
Like,
a
what am I
weird
supposed to do?
consistency, and your strike's on cooldown, so you have to waste an ability because the map said, actually, I want that bumper.
It really hurts to see. I definitely, the map's a bit cheeky, although if anything, I wasn't really a fan of bouncers before the map came up, especially with things like the Clarion Corp variation with the bumpers. I was not a big fan of them, but I won't lie, Taiko Temple, I like how it uses bouncers a lot more. It feels a bit more reserved, like you can still play off the regular walls of the map, but there's also bouncers that when you learn to play off them, you can really hit the ball into some devious angles, especially with the big drum in the middle. I think there's some crazy angles you can hit off that if you just get it in the right spot, and it leads to some pretty funny goals. So we might see that happen here because you can use it intentionally, but it also comes out accidentally, and I've had both happen to me.
I've got to say it. I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of it, but it's very refreshing when we get to play on it. That being said, we've loaded in here, back in the draft, ready to see what's going to get thrown at here. Hopefully somebody abuses one of these weirder tactics with it being a smaller map.
Yeah, it might be needed here too. Both teams have really good fundamentals, so what could be effective is getting some very unique plays in there to try and mix them up. And we've seen that in a couple of plays in the last game, but Taiko Temple, I think, has the potential for a lot more of that with the layout overall.
Big surprise, Dubu Zendaro banned again. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing any Dubu midfield, much to my chagrin.
I love Daboom Dubu, but yeah, we will not be seeing it this game. Overall, a very similar comps, but we're going to be seeing Daboom switch out for Kai here, I believe. And then Doxy is going to be picking up Era instead of Luna.
Era, another really strong pick on this map, with it being so narrow, the NATO's just having added value to them. Not to mention with those bumpers, it can be absolutely devious.
Yes, let's see how it works out here. Overall, Daboom getting the early lead here on the offense, gonna try and use the barrage to bring it through, but Alter gonna have some great defense here. Same for Mexi side as well, gonna be bringing it back to Daboom, getting another chance, but not picking up a barrier. Scythe gonna try and use the IME glitch pop.
Wow! Yes! Yes!
In between.
Daboom! He's booming!
You can see how the match just turns on a dime. It was very even up to that point, but Daboom and Scythe with a really clean push there, gonna get it in between those locks, pick up both of them, and then getting a nice barrage goal here.
This map is devious with that small gap in between. All it takes is one errant core, both your locks are down, and the core is in the perfect position to just slip in there.
It looks like here, though, we're going to be picking up one lock from Mexi Casual side, but it doesn't matter because they're going to get it out, but we're going to get it back to Twisty and Doxy. Daboom picking up the core yet again. Alter going to be missing the right click. Scythe going to try and work off the IME ult, but not going to connect to any barriers. Back to Daboom here. Going to be trying to use the barrage, but Alter, great defense here. Scythe going to be running the core flip, picking up
Excellent core flip. Spooked Alter being staggered here is massive, has core flip, but we're going to see it forced out, or we're going to see them use it in an epic way here. I'm excited to see how this pans out.
Definitely. Alter, gonna be trying to play around Daboom, but a very cheeky hit there is gonna allow Daboom to pick up the second lock off of PSI plus Twisty. Mexi gonna be using Twisty's rotational bull ringer, whatever you call it, to get the speed, getting it to Daboom off that drum, and Daboom having a very easy shot into that top corner.
One way or the other, the rotational move, as Frying Pan Man has once put it, is a very do or die ability. It can work with or against you, as we've all been victim to before. Daboom standing there to catch the core, though. Mexi Casual just able to keep Twisty just out of range with his primary. There goes Daboom, however. Say good do-bye to him.
For sure. Sola Scythe, though, going to be able to pick up another barrier there and almost picking up the second, but the defense from Doxy and Alter is going to work out well. Doxy getting a really cheeky hit off that corner. I told you, those corners on that middle bumper are going to come into play sometimes.
It may look square, but it does not act square. That is most certainly a circle, my friend. Oh.
Let's see how it goes here. An early offensive lead here. Twisty and Doxy going to be able to pick up the first barrier. The Maka ult going to keep the ball in play, but we're going to see the defense here from Scythe and Mexi keeping it back to PSI side. The Imi ult going to keep it in as well, and that's going to allow Seraphim's team to get the first barrier.
Mexi Casual was looking anxious with his egos there, walking up, really wanting to make a play, we could feel. There goes the core flip, unfortunately.
I know Mexi Casual. Mexi Casual loves making those big offensive plays sometimes, but it's a very risky thing, and we're going to see if that's going to pan out here. All right, Daboom's got access back to the ball here. Alter going to have to deal with the barrage, but not going to lead to much here. Triple goaling here to get the ball out. Scythe going to try and bring it back with the primary, but it's not going to work. Mexi now going to have to defend here. Daboom going to use the Giga there, but it's going to be blocked by that great primary use. And that core flip there to try and keep it out.
Oh yes!
Wow,
an absolutely insane save from Mexi Casual.
Yes, it's gonna beat out the famous dash punch and later the rotational move, but it doesn't matter here. Unfortunately, Twisty gonna get the ball back using that powerful X ult to bring it in at a 2-2. Final point in the set here for the first set.
If there's anything Twisty can do, it is confirm a goal. This man and his strike resets are always on point. I love seeing Twisty's X.
Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna see here. Soul Scythe coming in just to grab the ball, but gonna be walking out with a whole investment there, killing a Twisty here. Daboom gonna be picking up the first barrier.
Forcing it both barriers down, making a very offensive play. Speed boost about to wear off, doesn't matter. Uses the end of it to kick it in.
Yep, Scythe's gonna win the strike war there, and Alter can do not but watch the ball fly into the goal, giving the Seraphim, Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos plus Solus Scythe the first point here.
Now, I've had the pleasure of playing with and against Daboom, and I always feel like he's on his strongest on Taiko Temple. I don't know how he feels about his map pool, but watching him work on this map, whether it be Kai, whether it be Juno, whether it be Dubu, always a work of art.
Well, we'll have to see if that's the case and Daboom can pick it up. Overall, we're going to be seeing the main picks I'm going to be seeing here. Castellast on Atlas going to be making the defenses better. Era's going to be picking up, though, Quick Strike, keeping up that offensive pressure here. We're going to see how that's going to come into play. Possibly going to see some big offensive plays here from Doxy. Okay, yeah, Solus Scythe going to be picking up that first barrier, but it's Twisty's turn now to make it work, but Mexi is going to leave an early exit to that offensive push. Daboom and Solus Scythe keeping up the offensive pressure here. Twisty having to come back a bit to see if the ball can be brought out, but Mexi making those plays, like I mentioned before, staying up in order to bring the ball to Daboom and Solus Scythe. Whoa! And Solus Scythe wanted to say, I'm here for round 2, I'm using the burst again to kill Twisty, and that is exactly what happened here.
Adios, Twisty. Had enough of getting X'd.
Yep. Sometimes the best way to deal with X is the same poison they give you. Just attack them.
Sometimes you just gotta kick the guy.
Definitely. Alter gonna be having to spend the burst there, but is gonna avoid losing the goal there. Twisty using the dash punch and then the big punch to bring it in to both the barriers and then the goal. Mexi trying to defend there, but unfortunately does not work out. Twisty showing why they are the X player. All right, going down here. Overall, the Seraphim team a little bit higher in resources. We're going to see if that comes into play. Going to try and spend the burst there, but unfortunately not going to work. Doxy, I told you the quick strike, it was going to make a difference. And
quick strike and a beautiful NATO. Two things in tandem that really just sold that goal super quickly.
Yep. Let's see how we're doing here. All right. Solus Scythe.
Oh, no!
I was telling you, the Taiko Temple middle bumper angles are very devious, and they will work for you and against you, and in this case, for the Seraphim team, they have worked for them. Those
drums have a mind of their own. All it takes, splitting that difference, hitting it through the middle, and the goal is gone like that.
You gotta be careful for that.
That being said, Psy plus Twisty still up, still ready to win this set in just one quick goal. And Twisty
right.
saying, nah, we're not gonna go again. I want this round. Takes the bumper.
We are not done. The rotational move is back out, and
He's
it's here
rotating.
again.
He's
I'm
spinning,
telling you.
and he kicks it in just like that. Set his. We're gonna go to a set 5 again. You can smell it from here.
The rotational move is gonna rotate it back into PSI plus Twisty's favor, allowing them to bring the set count to 1-1. It is really anybody's game here. Going into Awakenings here, a lot of strong ones overall. Twisty gonna get access to spec training, making that ult much stronger. Aerials allowing Aimee, Solar Scythe to do more. Chrono Boost on the Era, gonna be bringing in that speed. We're gonna be seeing Twin Drive on the Kai, getting more of that dash in. Mako has heavy impact, really good pick for Mako to make that secondary cheaper. And Atlas gonna be coming in with that prime time, a lot more defense. We're gonna be seeing that for Mexi Casual moving forward.
Once again, absolutely great drafts for both teams here, coming in huge.
Yeah, we've been seeing consistently decent picks overall for everyone. Some have been denied, but overall, what has not been denied is PSI plus Twisty's first lock there. Moving in though, Solar Scythe going to be bringing it out and back to the boom, trying to use the barrage there, not going to make it work. The rotational move, keeping the ball in play for Twisty to use that powerful spec training ult. Doxy unfortunately not going to be able to pick up, saying sorry, but it's all good, fam. Spooked Alter going to have to now deal with the barrage, but able to do so, having to keep up that defense, but doing a great job of it. Ball's back in the court of Twisty. Secondary there, gonna be bringing the ball, unfortunately, to Daboom. Daboom's gonna be picking up that barrier. Doxy trying to get it past, and Alter is gonna confirm it to do so. The rotational move hurting Mexi a bit. Alter gonna try and make the big offensive play. Unfortunately, does not get the goal from it.
That's Atlas primary for you. All it needs to do is get in there and just pop it right in front of somebody. It stops that. That being said, this core is going everywhere. Things are getting wild in this house.
And speaking of wild, Daboom has been killed, and unfortunately, Solar Scythe and Mexi Casual are going to be layering their core flips together. Solar Scythe going to try and pick it up there. Unfortunately, not going to work out. Mexi Casual's secondary not going to be hitting, and almost getting Twisty a goal.
Wow,
but Doxy's here.
Excellent primary lineup from Doxy, hitting just about everything in the game with one primary. The stars aligned, perfect usage.
That's how it works out. Overall, though, we're going to be seeing better resources on PSI plus Twisty side, although a quick use of the burst going to be grabbing that second barrier, putting the Seraphim team a bit on the ropes, but we're going to see if they can make it back. Another burst use here from Alter, going to be bringing it over. Daboom, though, keeping up the offense with those Kai abilities, bringing the ball back to Twisty, unfortunately, and Mexi Casual, unfortunately, not in range to pick up that defense. Twisty seeing the angle, just like Asher said, I saw the angle and I took the shot, and that's how it works out sometimes.
Wow, this really is a game of Omega Strikers happening. And just like that, a quick tap, quick 2 taps. Chocolate Cosmos not willing to give up yet, ready to bring it to goal 5. Nope, Doxy not willing to let that happen, however, taking another bumper in return, hands it to Twisty. Twisty gives him the bell ringer, but Soulless Scythe having a core flip, passing it to Daboom. Oh, we're really seeing some plays here.
Mexi gonna get the secondary out to keep the defense up, but Twisty is in the zone. They've got the burst. Attempting to do a bit of a cheeky play there. Unfortunately for Twisty, it's gonna work out, and Daboom is gonna get it out. Soulless Scythe now in a prime position to grab it. Alter gonna try and save it with the primary, but unfortunately the angle was just a little off. It is gonna be hit into the goal.
Hey, we've all done it. We've all been there. Ain't no thing.
Ain't nothing truer ever been said, folks. All right, Doxy, the quick strike is going to come into a lot of power here. Going to get both the barrier and a burst. Going to try and pick up the second one. Unfortunately, not going to work. Daboom almost getting both barriers there. Very close, but not going to be able to pick it up. Mexi coming back for the defense here, having to work against Twisty. Alter's going to move up a bit to get that ball.
Oh,
An unfortunate
no.
angle. Good idea by Mexi Casual, but unfortunately it is going to hit the barrier. Still, we're going to be getting that ball over there. Daboom picking up the first barrier. Doxy using the primary to get it out, but Solus Scythe, a great enemy primary, and ult, along with Daboom's pressure to grab both barriers. It is anyone's point here now, although we are running into a lot of pressure from the burst, but it's not enough. Mexi Casual
Twisty
secondary.
having burst here, if he's able to get in range, that is almost guaranteed to go in here. But it isn't.
Maybe
but it
not
isn't.
as guaranteed as we
is
thought.
absolutely cracked with it on the defense here. Spooked Alter still able to keep it out. Adios, Soulless Scythe. That being said, doesn't matter. Tribute summoning Soulless Scythe to summon Daboom onto the field. Get the goal.
That was a really nice Giga Blast angle. I loved watching that happen. And Daboom bringing the angles back here with a clear, quick hit onto that middle bumper. Not going to make it into the block, though. But Mexi said, you know what?
Casual.
I'm
Shoving
done
back
dealing with
the bully. He's bringing fists back. Oof.
Alter still keeping him good defense, but is going to lose the barrier there. The ult going to keep them away from a bit, and enough time for Twisty to come back. It looks like both teams have burst, but Alter's going to try and spend theirs early to bring that second lockdown, and it works. Daboom trying to dribble around that Mako primary, but it's not going to work out. Great defensive play there. All right, good use of the burst there to save that one. Solus Scythe and Mexi got to get it past Twisty and Doxy, but unfortunately, the Era primary, we've been seeing a lot of great goals here from Doxy.
Absolutely awesome placement with the abilities from Doxy.
No, for sure. I mean, we already saw a gleam of that earlier with that Luna Rocket, but we've been seeing it more here with the Era, and it looks like the Era is going to be picking up Timeless here, getting it away from Atlas, but I believe Mexi Casual will be picking up Team Player, a strong pick for the goalie side. Hot shot here on Mako, going to be getting some of those cooldowns and stronger hits on the abilities. Kai coming in with Spark of Agility. Speed is always useful, and X coming in with Spark of Strength, because Strength is always useful. And speaking of Strength, Aimi is going to be grabbing that Deadeye, dealing a bit more damage with every hit. Let's see how that comes into play here.
Before Demolish's nerf, having it go untaken would have been nigh unheard of. Seeing it passed up, still a bit surprising to me. Excited to see how it pans out, though.
Yeah, no. I definitely thought Twisty was going to grab it again like before, but it looks like they're aiming for the Spark build, which is completely fair. That scales really well, especially with how well they've been doing so far. But Scythe and Daboom going to try and make a big push here. Great angle, but unfortunately, for them, Spooked Alter is going to get great defense here. Going to try and use the secondary. Unfortunately, not going to work out, but is going to get it past Twisty. Great patience there from Mexi Casual. And Daboom, going to make it work, using those Kai abilities to the fullest to grab the cheeky little goal there. Making
Soulless Scythe being able to create that opening with the special 2. Just them working in tandem here, really amazing to see. You love to see it. Cheeky Doxy angle coming out there. That bumper in the middle being the bane of goalie's existence. Doesn't matter. Mexi Casual is able to say no thank you to everyone here.
Knowing those angles from the middle, they're very useful. Overall, though, still on the even side for everyone, as no locks have gone down. Gonna give a chance here for Twisty and Doxy to make a good push, bringing both barriers down. Great burst there from Doxy. Unfortunately, Alter gonna miss that primary there, allowing the Seraphim team to pick up their first barrier at this point. Scythe and Daboom working together. Great pass to Daboom. Going to be able to pick up the second barrier. It is anyone's game here, folks. Seeing, wow, a great Aimi primary is going to bring it back to Alter, but an amazing idea there. Seeing if Alter can get it to Daboom. Unfortunately, Twisty's going to deny that. Twisty going in for the kill here, and Scythe is very much dead.
Doxy and Twisty having complete control of the bottom here. However, sending it top, giving it to Daboom, and sending it on Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. And an excellent Giga Blast from Daboom, sending it right into the goal.
Mr. Bones' Wild Ride has a extended stop at the Daboom Giga Blast corner, because it's gonna work there to grab an excellent goal here for the Seraphim team. Moving in here, though, Mexi's going to stop an early push from Twisty, bringing the ball back to Scythe and Daboom. But unfortunately, Doxy, a well-placed ult there, is going to leave Scythe looking, unfortunately, quite a bit dead here. Moving in, though, now, a lot of bursts coming out, trying to get both barriers, but only picking up one. That's still really good. Daboom avoiding that ult there with the dodge. Great work. Daboom still looking low on health. Twisty, I think, is going to be capitalizing on that, possibly soon. Unless Doxy is going to try and score early here, picking up that second barrier with the burst. Alter is going to try and stop that from being two barriers on the Seraphim side, but it isn't going to work out. Daboom making great offensive play here. Twisty coming in with a dash punch and not bagging it, but is giving it to Doxy to finish it up here, hitting it into that top corner. Daboom and Mexi, unfortunately, too far away to save it there.
Just a little bit of hit stun. That's all is needed there to make sure Mexi is completely unable to grab the core.
Yep. We're gonna have to see here. Mexi's team has the advantage this point, but Seraphim is gonna have to put in a lot of work to finalize it and bring it to that game 5. That set 5, I mean. But a great Giga Blast and ult from Daboom and Scythe respectively going to be bringing it in and also nabbing that second barrier. Daboom making great plays here. A lot of offensive. That Deadeye coming into work for Solus Scythe. Twisty though, making it work.
Is absolutely insane with his bell ringers and his added size. Everything going just perfectly with him.
Oh, a great ult.
Arenado.
Solus Scythe, though, in position to stop that burst from going. Alter gonna avoid dealing with that IME ult entirely by just bursting there. I unfortunately don't think that was the clear. It's going to be going back to Solus Scythe, and Scythe is going to be saying, hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm going to be nabbing this goal here. And they do so, and we're going to set 5.
I was right there with Alter. I was 100% sure Scythe was going to be passing to Daboom. Excellent fake out. Great scoring opportunity.
That's the devious play. When there's two forwards in front of you as a goalie, you have to be worried. Are they passing? Are they going for it? It's one of the hardest mix-ups in this game that we see there. Although a lot of really strong picks. Mako getting missile prop, going to be able to do a lot more from range, and X picking up 1-2 punch, dealing a lot more damage. We're also going to be seeing the rapid fire on Kai. Daboom's going to be making a lot more chances with the barrage plays, and we've seen how strong they are already.
Twisty's build is looking mighty scary, I'm not gonna lie. Spec training, 2 sparks with a spark of strength and 1-2 punch. That being said, there goes Solus Scythe.
Yeah, sometimes the best way to go is to kill. Daboom is carrying though. Going in.
Daboom does not give one care that his midfield is gone. He's like, whatever, I'll get both bumpers. Twisty's saying, whatever, I'll take your bumper back.
A lot of arguing here between the two teams, metaphorically at least. All right, that ult there gonna keep the ball in play on the PSI side. Daboom gonna try and make it work, but there's a lot of defensive angles here.
There goes Spooked Alter. There goes Daboom, and there goes the goal. Solus Scythe getting a cheeky one while Twisty's focused on the KO.
Yeah, getting the KOs is big, but sometimes you really have to be worried about what angles you're letting open when that happens. And speaking of angles, a great IME primer here, gonna get it through for a second, but it's Doxy and Twisty's turn again to keep it up. And that's going to pick up the first barrier, possibly the second, unless Mexi spends the core flip, which they do.
Gets a barrier back, trading 1 for 1, putting it in the hands of his midfielder. And Daboom and Scythe applying pressure here.
Really very good pressure here. All right, moving in, Daboom is going to try and make it work. Good primary there, but it's not going to make it, unfortunately. It's Doxy's turn, possibly with that core flip to make it work. Moving back to Alter, and Alters also now have core flip. Doxy's going to use it here and timing it great to get it to Twisty. Scythe, though.
Ooh, wow. We've been seeing some excellent plays out of Scythe here. Great kicks, great primaries, absolutely awe-inspiring stuff.
We're going to be seeing possibly a very interesting Game 3 if the Seraphim team can make it work and finalize this set here, as they have a good advantage. And it looks like the offensive pressure is already coming out. Mexi Casual staying up to keep the ball up just in case, but who can you get the ball
deciding
up to?
It's Pound Town. Daboom saying no thank you, actually. You're the one going in. Whoa, It's KO City.
Yep, Mexi getting it out of the corner, but unfortunately going to be losing that barrier. Daboom going to be trying to hit it to that Aimi ult, not going to work out. That Era ult coming in with a lot of pressure, but Scythe is going to avoid anything devious. Mexi spending the core flip here to get it in. Daboom almost picking up that second barrier, but unfortunately not able to do so.
Oh, the excellent save there. Just truly awesome stuff. Mexi and Daboom able to get it out of here, but the flip bringing it right back in, but it isn't enough.
Great wall for Mexi, gonna keep it in play. It's still, Seraphim has a chance if they can hold it off for Scythe to come in with a great play here. A lot of strong hits here. We are in overtime, folks, and Twisty is just gonna bring it in. Simple as that.
That man is twisting. Every time he's spinning, he is doing the twist.
Yep. PSI plus Twisty does not want to let it go. They want the second game. They want to make it clean, simple and clean, just like Kingdom Hearts.
And there
Twisty,
goes the boom.
It's not simple and clean when you're just trying to kill his ex, but Twisty doesn't care. It's Twisty's role. It's Twisty's game. Moving in here, though, we're going to be seeing Scythe try and keep up the offensive pressure. Daboom's coming back, trying to make a good Giga Blast there, but not going to make it work. Scythe, however, going to be seeing that with the Aimi secondary to bring in that first lock for the Seraphim team. It's back to Twisty and Doxy, though. Mexi going to get an early way out of it, but unfortunately not going to make it work. Great burst there from Doxy, and the ult coming out, but Mexi is going to avoid that. Solo Scythe, Daboom's turn now to make the offensive play. Mexi with the ego is going to try and move up, but not able to do much here. Daboom keeping the ball up. Scythe finding that cheeky hit right in between Twisty and Doxy to bring it in. Daboom's chance now to make a devious goal.
Not quite.
Not quite.
The pressure's still on, and that cannon, that sentry turret.
The Aimi's turret.
Absolutely insane. We're going to game 3, and rumor on the streets has it that game 3 is going to be played on Tea Time Tussle. We're going to have to check back in with that. Make sure that's actually what's happening.
We'll let y'all know if that's the case, but that is the words around the grapevine, or however you say it. We've been told.
That is the rumor we have been hearing.
That'll be interesting. I myself actually missed out on Tea Time Tussle. Iggy, if you happen to be in it, could you tell me a bit more about how the maps in that differ from the regular maps?
Boy, did they differ. There are quite a few maps, and they all love to take the game you know and love and say, whatever. You don't care. We're talking splitting the map horizontally instead of vertically. That's right. You play bottom to top instead of left to right. That'll really mess with your perspective. What about having the goal face backwards? You have to zoop it and loop it around the back. That's another one of the maps. Or what about having a goal that's actually 2 goals and you can attack it either from the top or the bottom?
That sounds devious, to say the least. I can see that being quite contentious in regular play. It is interesting. If it actually goes through, this will definitely be one of the more interesting matches I've ever commentated over, to say the least.
I believe it has added modifiers as well. With it being update, actually, there will be no Tea Time Tussle. That is a no-no. We'll be going to a for real game 3.
It would be very funny if after we mention it, it does not go through. But to be fair, they would probably be very contentious maps to try and play in an actual tournament. So
it would certainly be.
It's completely fair that that is not happening.
There's no bans.
Yeah, no, that'll be that probably wouldn't sit right. So we're going with the regular maps here, but we don't know what map yet. What map do you think might come up? That's actually an interesting question. We could pause it. Woo. Just based off what they've been doing so far.
These games have really been getting me riled up, Frying Pan Man. I cannot lie to you. Things have been intense, 100-0, start to finish.
I hope you would not lie to me. I would not trust you any longer if you did so. So far, we've seen some... Alice, I would say, was probably one of the more standard maps, but Tycho is still, I would say, a fairly competitive map, but also really strange with how the angles go. So I'm not really sure what we're going to be going into. It could be quite a lot of options here.
I'm excited to see what our final map's going to play on. Like I said, I love seeing Daboom play on Tycho because Daboom really knows how to utilize those angles. I'm hoping we see a map that really plays more to Soulless Sight's strengths. I've been really impressed with their gameplay and how they play their IME, and I want to see them really excel, bring it to the next level of playing a map that really draws out what they want to do.
Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed what Solus Scythe brought to the board in that last game. It felt like they were really making it work, both in terms of their plays with the boom, but also their individual scores have been very powerful to say the least, at least in my opinion.
Another thing I want to point out is Spooked Altar has been having some absolutely cracked defense moments. There have been some times I thought for sure their lock was going down on Tycho. They hold those one locks down forever.
Yeah, we've been considering how good Daboom and Solus Scythe have been playing together, but the only reason they haven't steamrolled, among other things, is that Spooked Altar has been keeping up that defense really well. Overall, though, I still think it's really anyone's game. I mean, we've seen both of them win some, but I mean, both of them have been insanely close. We've gone to set 5 on both games here. I mean, they're both showing what it means to get competitive, to go at it and make it work, you know?
And that's what we're here to see. We're here to see two teams giving it their all and showing what they're made of. And we are really seeing that here.
That is Seraphim specialized training, y'all. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for every other week. Make sure you're here for it.
Come on down. Show us what you got. But in terms of what they've got, it looks like, unless it changes, we may be moving into the infamous Night Market map. I would also say a fairly standard competitive map. We could be seeing a lot of kills here. I know Julie's usually a big play on this map. Twisty, though, with the X is also going to probably make it work really well. I'm very curious. I doubt we're going to see the Dubu considering the ban so far, but if we do, Dubu could be a very strong selection on this map.
If we don't see Zentaro and we don't see Dubu banned, I am going to lose it. I would love to see game 3 take place with a Zentaro and a Dubu in here.
You do got to feel a little bit bad that we've had 2 players here that consistently have not been able to pick the characters they're well known for. But that is just the nature of the competitive Omega Strikers. That's just how it goes sometimes. And we see that yet again. Dubu, Zentaro are out of the game. But overall, it looks like so far we're seeing very similar comps to what we've seen up to this point. The second game had very minimal changes, and with Night Market, I don't expect many changes either because a lot of the characters they were already playing are very strong on Night Market. We can see here that's the case. PSI plus Twisty going to be playing the same comp they did last time, but Seraphim. I have to check my tab every time to check what their full name. Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos plus Solus Scythe is going to be switching to Boom back to Juno. We saw strong Juno showing earlier, and on Night Market, I think we might be seeing the same. All right, moving to the start,
love
though.
Seeing this.
For
Excellent kickoff here. Both teams being able to sort of keep it, kicking it around, very even. Twisty with an excellent bull rush, as always. Pretty consistent in getting able to tap those barriers.
Yep, it's not very even for long. Picking up that first barrier here, we're going to see if Daboom and Solus Scythe can bring it back instead. Doxy, though, looking very low on health. We'll have to see if the Seraphim team takes advantage of that. But the Mako ult is going to allow Twisty to pick up that second barrier. Great play from Alter and Twisty. Great defense also from Alter. Bring it back to Doxy and Twisty now having a good chance to pick up a goal here. But Mexi with the early core flip, allowing them to save it. All right, going in. Doxy still very low on health. I'm a bit worried for their safety in this game. Mexi and Solus Scythe gonna have to find a way out. Getting it to Daboom, but Alter trying to core flip. Not gonna make it work. Mexi's big secondary ball is here. Daboom jumping in, jumping out. Twisty almost getting it in, but Mexi Casual saving it here, and Alter going to use the secondary to keep it around as well. The IME turret going to be hard to contend, but Doxy and Alter can do it. But Doxy now on a burst and very staggered. Could be a possible death coming up here. Also with the second barrier, I believe Daboom and Solus Scythe could make it work here to grab a goal. Gonna try and grab the burst, but it's not gonna work. And now Doxy is staggered and without a burst. Not a good situation to be here. And Boom gonna try to kill there, but it's not gonna work. Having the core flip, and that's sometimes all you need. The Boom.
That's all it
finds the
takes.
angle.
Such a strong ability, a universal ability, but a strong one nonetheless. Core flip being able to give you so much control over a situation, and having a freeze like that, just pausing for half a second, can cause so much hesitation.
Yeah, going into the one thing I've realized, we forgot to bring up the starting awakenings. Two very strong ones in built different and specialized training. All in all, Alter and Doxy are going to be grabbing that size, with Twisty having, of course, spec training for the damage, as we can assume. But interestingly enough, I noticed Mexi Casual has also picked up spec training on Atlas. An interesting choice to say the least, but no matter. Moving into the actual play here, though, we've seen Mexi Casual, the Seraphim team, have the advantage here with both the striker advantage and the advantage in terms of locks. Scythe gonna be trying to get it around, but Doxy making great work as the midfielder, keeping it away. Mexi trying to preemptively use that secondary. Doxy's been making some great pressure here.
Wow!
And an unfortunate bounce off that middle pillar is going to make it work. I love how Doxy is able to keep up that pressure in that round. That was quite insane.
An insane night market angle. Just that middle bumper, being able to be like, how about we leisurely cruise on in? Every goalie's nightmare.
Yep, and Twisty confirmed it and made it work.
Holy, Doxy's been on point with these primaries since game 1.
Yeah, no, it's I've never been a big era primary enjoyer, but Doxy's making me rethink that, because it's been working really well. All right, Twisty and Doxy here coming up, but the Solar Scythe going to be bringing it in, allowing to get the barrier, and Boom's turn to keep up that pressure. A very cheeky bounce there in between Doxy and Alter, going to allow Scythe to pick up that barrier, but unfortunately, the roundabout move, the rotational adjustment by Twisty is going to make it go in, killing both Scythe and... All right, we're all good. Alter putting in a bit of a weird situation there, but we're back. Twisty and Doxy bringing the pressure. Going in again. Boom's looking very low. You got to be careful here, folks. Boom gonna try and get a quick hit in there, but it's not gonna work. Still, it's Boom's chance to make the pressure. Alter, though, with the enhanced Mako strike, is gonna bring it out. Doxy gonna make the Boom small. Overall, Scythe is gonna bring it back, though, to Boom. Wow, and another cheeky hit in between them. We've been seeing a lot of cheeky hits here.
The Boom's able to see these angles where there's just a sliver of opening. He just kicks it in there.
The Boom has the protractor out. Same with Scythe. They are seeing the angles to make it work. Going to be picking up the first barrier very early due to Doxy's help. But the Boom is going to be grabbing not only that second lock, but getting it to Scythe for a clean goal. Unfortunately, Alter doesn't have any abilities, as far as we know, to deny that. And it's going to be a 3-1 victory here in the first set for Seraphim, Chocolate Cosmos plus Solicite.
We've seen, however, that the first set, my bad, means nothing. I can already smell it. We are most likely going to set 5 once again. These two very evenly matched teams.
You know, with how that
Juno coming out, however. Oof.
With how that first set went, you might as well call it the first Scythe. A very decisive set of plays by Scythe and a Boom there. But overall, all around, we've seen some really great points and great hits by both teams. Let's see how they carry it into the second set. All right, going in now. Very even still. A lot of abilities being thrown out, but nothing fully connecting yet. Mexi's going to find an opening to Scythe to keep it clear, but Alter is going to use the primary to stop that. Great primary from Doxy there to not only shrink Scythe, but also keep the ball back to Boom, using that middle bouncer to bring it in towards that lock. Going to be grabbing the first barrier. A very cheeky slime. Alter, unfortunately, not able to defend it. A great era ult, though, going to keep the Boom from really being able to do much on the rest of that play. The Imi turret going to try and bring it out. Doxy and Alter, though, now both have burst. A lot of resources to make it work. Still, though, a great passing chain from Mexi to Scythe to the Boom. Going to bring it back, and the secondary going to stop Twisty's attempt.
The Expanse putting Twisty just standing still, headbutting a wall. Hate to see it.
Alter gonna use the power of the gravitational field to keep the ball in play, bring it back to Twisty and Doxy. Unfortunately for Twisty and Doxy, they're not able to pick up the barrier, trying to use the burst to mix it up and pass to Twisty, but it's just gonna give Daboom and Scythe the chance to score themselves.
Preserving that momentum that the core already had by hitting it at a similar angle, key to getting that goal in.
It looks like they may be having all the keys now. Let's see how many more they have on the keychain. Daboom trying to pass to Scythe, but Scythe is going to blink out of the way, putting the ball a bit in a floating state here. Daboom going to try and get it past Doxy, making a lot of work by themselves. And the Slime, devious, along with that burst, trying to hit a devious banking shot there, but it's not going to work. Alter moving up to get Twisty the ball and bring up the ult, but it's not going to work. Daboom now having to try and contend with that Mako primary, not going to be able to make it work. Twisty's time to make it work, but Twisty is very low on health, and with the burst means Twisty's gonna have to spend it or lose it, and Twisty has chosen to spend it. The rotational energy, the circumference of the Twisty attack gonna be coming in, but Daboom's turn now to see if they can make it work. All right, let's see. What's the best way to defend it? Well, it would have been to kill the aggressor, but Doxy is going to be hitting it last and putting in a devious spot where, unfortunately, no one really could have predicted that. A very devious angle.
Always amazed by Doxy's offensive pressure that they're able to apply with Era. Not well known for having many scoring abilities, but just being able to cheek in with that primary, shrink the goalie, shrink the core, shrink the world. Excellent stuff.
With how Doxy's playing Era, we might be changing that fact today. Although Daboom and Scythe are not slacking themselves. Great pressure here to not only pick up that barrier, but again, those hits in between. I like to say sometimes this game has the volleyball effect, where if a core comes close to both of you, you're not sure who's supposed to approach it, and it gives you an opening to get in between them that they don't react to. And Daboom and Scythe have been getting some of those really devious angles. We're gonna see more though with the burst, not able to fully connect, but still getting both barriers earlier is a very good advantage here for Seraphim.
We've seen it before. Spooked Alter does not need these bumpers. They are chains tethering Spooked Alter down.
Yeah, we'll have to see though how those chains work out here. Daboom dribbling around that Mako ult, but it's going to be coming back in Twisty and Doxy's possession. Wow,
that's
I'm not even sure what hit it. A hotshot Juno sometimes really surprises you. You think you know what is happening, and then Juno says, "I'm bringing in the slime kingdom." That's what I'm calling it, and Juno made it work there, bringing in the second set for the Seraphim team. Very different here. I don't remember if it was super even or more on the side of PSI plus Twisty, but we're seeing a much bigger advantage here. It might even be the first 2-0 set count if I remember correctly, but I might not be remembering correctly, so I do apologize.
I believe this is the first 2-0 set count. They've been trading 1-for-1, so seeing this lead is a bit intimidating. That being said, Spooked Alter, Twisty, Doxy, all wonderfully skilled players that we've seen truly pop off here today.
Daboom gonna try and get past the gravity with the slimes and still keeping the offensive pressure up, but not able to pick up a barrier yet. Doxy and Alter though doing great work, although having a bit of trouble finally getting up to Twisty, but finally doing so here. Daboom getting a very cheeky slime hit in there though. It's their time, but no it isn't. It's Twisty coming back in with the strike reset.
Wow.
Not much you can do against that X damage and roll, but Daboom is still taking the chance to grab that second barrier. We're gonna have to see here how they play between each other. The rotational, it worked against them. Unfortunately, Twisty's bull ringer is gonna hit it into Daboom, allowing them to pick up a clean goal here.
The X bell ringer giveth, the X bell ringer taketh away. Sometimes you just gotta rotate it, you know?
The rotational move. It's a very devious one. I'm telling you. All right, seeing here though, great defense from both sides. Twisty's gonna try and make it work with the ult along with Doxy's support, but Mexi Casual, great defensive plays along with the burst here to bring it out. Ooh. Twisty gonna try and counter with their own core flip, but it's not gonna work. Alter gonna try and bring it back. Mexi, great defense here by both Mexi Casual and Solar Scythe. DeBoom in a good position to receive it. There we go. Trying to bring it out, but unfortunately not able to connect into a lock. A great Aimi ult is going to allow Sight to pick up that lock, though, and a great pass to DeBoom is going to grab that second lock. A burst here, but the Mako ult, a very good counter to burst, for sure. Twisty, though, time to see what is going to happen. Scythe grabbing possession of the ball again. A devious set of dribbles.
An insane setup from Soulless Scythe. Absolutely mind-boggling. One single dribble into shooting the narrowest of narrows. Who'd have seen that one coming?
It's difficult to get that on track. We're gonna have to see, though. The Seraphim team has been getting a much bigger advantage. I don't know exactly what the difference is, but they've been making it work.
That's the hotshot difference, to be honest with you. Hotshot Juno going crazy hard, as well as Egoist on Soulless Scythe, giving the extra energy for the million bursts, leading to a quick 3-0 victory.
Yeah, it's interesting because we saw the hotshot coming in earlier, but at that time everyone had hotshot. It might be a bigger difference here now that only DeBoom with the Juno has access to hotshot. But overall, a lot of really great games here played by everyone. I was a very big fan of what we saw here today.
Absolutely intense match. I loved seeing both these teams come together. I love watching Twisty play. I love watching DeBoom play. These two forwards are some of my favorite forwards in competitive history. They just both bring such unique play styles and energy to the game, and they're very cheeky with the plays they let on.
Yeah, as a goalie, I hope I get to play or match at them at some point because I've been seeing the great plays they make. I'd love to have some of that in my own games personally. But all in all, really great points here from everyone, and defense as well. Just really evened out. It didn't even out as much in this third game, which is very interesting to note, but that's no real fault of anyone. I guess just Seraphim. I have to look it up again. Let's see. Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos plus Soulless Scythe made it work this time, and that just goes to show anything can happen here.
Anything can happen.
Mega Strikers.
I'd be happy to see any of these players in my ranked games, all very skilled, reliable players. Watching them all kick absolute butt out there today was fantastic.
Yep, we are. Yeah, so Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos going to be advancing into the later semifinals. But I see. All right, so a lot of games there, though. I am a little bit tuckered out. We got to take a slight break, but we'll be back with more Omega Strikers soon. So we'll talk to y'all soon, all right?
Stick around.
Hello, everybody. We're back. I am your boy Lego Bagel, back at it again. Joining me for our wonderful semifinals, we also have Marissa.
I am here too. Hello, hello.
All right, great to have you on as always, and we are just pretty much gonna be jumping right into this because I believe our teams have picked their map, and we are in our semifinal round, best of 3 here. Brain differential plus ether versus bricked up.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be a very, very entertaining game to watch. These are all some very, very strong players, as it's looking like we're going to be heading to the Atlas's lab, back to the lab again. And I mean, all of these players you've probably seen before if you have played a single ranked game above diamond. On the side of one team, we have Spartan, Etir, and Vega versus Bricked Up, which is Yachi Kicho, Brickbat, and Storm TFT. We kind of the cost scored TO team looking to take this game in the semifinals.
Yeah, certainly. And both teams, pretty much all members we've seen, in this tournament series many times, or at least a few times before. So interesting to see them all here in our semifinals. Interesting as well, we're doing this best of 3 single elim bracket, so we kind of have a chance of redemption a little bit differently than we normally do. So it's been a long tournament. It's been certainly a test of endurance of just game after game, and these players were waiting around for a while. They got a nice big break while the last game was streaming, so we'll see if they can take advantage of that. Bands coming out, looks like a Finny ban, and I didn't see what Brickbat's team. Oh, Rasmus band. Yeah, that pretty much all tracks, as we see now locked in from Ether, Spartan picking the Mako goalie, and Vega hovering that Juliet. Got Kai, Era, Kazan over on the other side. Curious to see who their goalie is. Looks like, okay, yeah, Yachi Kicho is in fact on the Kai. And we have a heavy impacts cast to last start. Certainly a interesting start for Era, Kazan, and now to be sure. So we'll see how this one runs out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the cast to last, definitely a little bit of a strong awakening on that Era character, but also on the now, very, very strong at starting awakening. Brickbat known to be a little bit of a menace on the now pick. And one thing I didn't want to touch on just a little bit as this first little part of the game goes on is the very interesting Finny ban. Definitely probably looking to ban out someone as a comfort pick, as Storm is just trying to survive. Spartan already using the core flip to stack damage onto Storm. This Kazan just struggling to hit level 2. That big power spark as they're taken off the map by the center black hole. Now it is Brickbat and Yachi Kicho on defense, trying to save this top barrier under all circumstances. Core flip coming up both on the tier and Brickbat. Very, very shortlist as Storm is back up, and the core flip is now on a tier as kind of back into a neutral position.
Yeah, but Ether with the core flip will manage to secure that top block. Brickbat still holding on to his though, and Yachi Kicho is going to be getting theirs very shortly. A few more touches on that core will bring it. Storm managing to grab that top barrier there with the pull, but Brickbat now on the bottom with the core flip. Spartan able to send it right back. Yachi Kicho earns the flip. A Storm in the top in the goalie box, down to Brickbat. Pass up to Storm, is just going to find a clean shot. Solid pass, textbook setup.
Oh
right there.
yeah. Oh yeah, Brickbat passing it over to Storm. Very clean, very clean pass for the first point of this series. However, I do not predict it'll be anything near a sweep, as a little bit of a miscommunication comes out there with that Giga Blast from the Kai strike wing the Kazan hook. However, Kazan does have two forms, and that hook is just one of many abilities that Spartan is going to have to deal with as the open umbrella comes out. Core flip burned, unable to find the goal, as Brickbait now puts out the double beam. Both forwards for the side of Brain Differential are now small, and it is Kazan who is in the cage, but it does not matter as Yachi Kicho is going to score it themselves.
Yep, the Giga Goat. Anyone who plays Kai is really the Giga Goat. But I'd like to point out, I mean, we were mentioning that Castellast earlier. I mean, there was also that recent now change that, and the Castellast change as well, that now secondary is 2 seconds reduced on the cooldown. And with Castellast now as well, like that speed is going to be lasting longer. The actual creation is going to be lasting significantly longer since they changed it. So it's looking like a very strong pick, and I think if this first draft is going to be pretty big, potentially, because the Nows could be looking to get a Monumentalist or something, which obviously can be contested by Brickbat, and could be potentially a little bit devastating for Braindiff if they were to lose it. But a double kill coming out, Yachi Kicho and Vega both taken out here as Ether with the core flip. Brickbat's there to block though. Spartan and Storm both have their core flips up at the moment as Yachi and Vega both respawn. Brickbat sending it down into the bottom. Storm with the hook, pulling it over. Can't quite find anything, but Brickbat and Yachi Kicho are still in the back holding it down. Storm looking very low, is put in prison. Gonna have to just wait that one out and try and let the team defend here against the forwards from Braindiff, but now, core in Storm's hands with a little dribble into a hook. Is going to nail that bottom barrier. Still has the core flip up, dashing down, trying to get to it, but Spartan going to throw it away and actually nail the shot all at once. So that's going to be Braindiff putting themselves on the board now in this first set.
Yeah, for sure. Very good core flip by Spartan across the map. Yachi not ready for that one. However, the core flip is still up on the Kazan here as so much damage is being dealt to the now Kazan's second form coming out, just trying to take them out, but it doesn't even matter. Core flip burned. Dash punch unable to find the kill onto Brickbat. Now Brickbat has the core flip backwards beam, unable to connect to find that shrink, but the Giga Blast there to strike war Spartan, and the first set is going to be going over to the side of Bricked Up.
Solid set there from Bricked Up, and looks like Yachi Kicho getting that MVP. Some nice things here on the board for both sides should they opt to pick. Let's see, it looks like, yeah, extra special fall into the Kai. That tracks. The Mako could be looking for either Super Surge. Okay, yeah, it is going to be the Super Surge. Denies the Era, and could even potentially deny the Kazan if they were choosing to do the Kazan jump the long way. Spark going over to Vega, Timeless Creator on the Era, and Among Titans on the Now. All pretty much tracks that Among Titans definitely going to be useful for helping out Braindiff a little bit here. So we'll see if they can make some use of that newfound size.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a very comfortable draft for both sides. I don't think anyone specifically won. However, Storm opting for that peak performance over the Spark of Resilience, opting for, that more overall stagger scaling over the Spark scaling. Gonna see how that will play out as opposed to Vega opting for the Spark scaling this game. Definitely gonna be something to keep your eyes out for, as Vega is going to be the one to put in the first point of this set. Very well played by Brain Differential.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting as well. Spark of Agility was also on that board, so that's already one of the stronger Spark Awakenings out of the pool. So, Storm potentially just looking to pick up, Reaver, Big Fish, call it a day. But that's going to be one barrier going down here. Yachikicho with the core flip to try and send it out, but the bounce back is going to send it over back to Ether and Vega as the cage comes out offensively there from Spartan. Ether keeping it in the bottom corner, earns up a core flip. Can't get it through Brickbat though. Having a lot of trouble getting it through the forwards and out of that bottom corner. Ether taking a lot of damage here. Vega as well. Brickbat core flipping it to get it out and actually grabs that top barrier. But now Storm still in the top corner. Dribbling it around, maintaining solid core control, sends it right behind that lock, and a pass up from Brickbat gets the point and earns Spartan's core flip off of that.
Oh yeah, Brickbat, yet again, another fantastic pass up to Storm after just absolutely holding it down, helping Yachi clear it out that point. Just fantastic defense all around us. An unfortunate bounce takes away the first barrier of Brain Differential, and a even more unfortunate tornado from Brickbat is taking out the goalie of Brain Differential. Now trying to pass around the team. Back pass is not ready for, as a very unfortunate own barrier happens there. I mean, that technology is a little bit too advanced at this moment. However, I'm sure they will be ready for it next time. Core flip comes out unable to find anything. Etir is fighting for their lives as Kazan's second form is able to take them off the map, and it is back onto a power play yet again for the team of Bricked Up.
Yeah, and then now respawning in just a moment here. Either back on the field. Storm still looking for the shot. Spartan holding it down for now, though. Brickbat has taken a fair bit of damage. Has to kind of play in the middle, play for his life a little bit here. Another snipe from Spartan, just constantly putting that damage. But now Storm in the bottom. Can't quite find anything. And Yachikicho, unfortunate. Backwards Giga Blast actually gets his own barrier. Couldn't reach the core with the strike in time. And now it's Vega and Ether. Passing plays going on here. Solid scoring potential there from the side of Braindiff's forwards. Passed it all around like a pinball machine there to find that point.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate round for the side of Bricked Up. Both barriers falling, and then I believe the Maelstrom from Brickbat actually prevented the clear from happening, and Etir was able to capitalize. Core flip coming out now. Open goal for the side of Brain Differential. However, they are looking to open up the goal on the side of Bricked Up as a fantastic shot into the bottom of the net from Brickbat. Oh yeah, Brickbat is able to take that second point, and now we are on a 0.5 situation in the second set of this game.
Yeah, Brain Differential definitely putting up a stronger fight in this set, but Bricked Up still showing that they want to take this one. So this could be anyone's game, and it could be huge with all the scaling awakenings people have taken now, and a KO coming out there. Vega going down once again as both barriers fall down. Pretty big opportunity here for the side of Bricked Up. Core flip burnt by Ether. Will grab a barrier as Vega respawns, but now Brickbat trying to get to Storm. The cage comes out from Spartan, and Storm NFT, the TFT, whatever, you know what I'm saying, pushes up. It gets blocked though by Spartan. Spartan does have core flip though in the back pocket. So does Yachikicho, should anything go wrong. But Storm with the hook fires it into the top. Solid. Takes the second set for Bricked Up.
Yeah, I mean, all those Bored Ape stocks allowed that goal to happen as a fantastic hook into the top corner of the net, earning himself a well-earned MVP for this draft. We're both struggling on saying words today. So many powerful awakenings as we're going to be seeing the rapid fire picked up on that Kazan character, allowing them to just use their forms so much more than they already could. Aerials picked up, denied from the Mako on Brickbat, and we're going to be seeing the hot shot picked up by the Kai. And surprisingly enough, we're not going to be seeing any more stagger scaling coming out for the Kazan, as I mean, that rapid fire is just so strong, but Vega is the one now scaling off the stagger.
Yeah, reverb pickup could be pretty good here, but that rapid fire is of course no laughing joke, especially on a character that basically gets almost double the use out of it. Goofy Atlas lab angle there from Vega as it goes around the back of the lock there, but with a little strike whirlwind, they'll secure it here. And now it's Ether in the midfield, dribble off the black field into the bottom corner here, maintaining solid control of this core right here. Bricked Up having a difficult time getting it out. Storm TFT will finally manage to grab it out and snag a barrier here, but unfortunate for Yachi Kicho there. Whiffed a strike and pulled a max as Spartan's clear is actually just going to drift right into the goal.
Yeah, very unfortunate missed strike, but you know, everyone gets their one, all right? And one goal is not going to make all of the difference.
Oh my gosh.
A kill comes out on a Brickbat, and then Storm repays in kind as that, I don't even know what that ability is called, but the ultimate from the Kazan is going to take them off the net. A fantastic open umbrella primary coming out, stopping that core flip from just going to the defensive side of Brain Differential. However, the defense is what is happening at the moment. Fantastic Giga Blast coming out from Yachi Kicho yet again. That hot shot, so much value. Core flips traded, unable to find the goal. Bottom barrier falls on the side of Bricked Up. Now it is Yachi and Brickbat on the defense. Second barrier falls. Giga Blast comes out, unable to find anything yet again. Pass down to Brickbat. The hook comes out. Slight Kaz angle, but oh yeah, Brickbat. No one is ready for the second time.
I mean, oh yeah, Brickbat indeed. Bricked Up has just been finding these shots very consistently. We've seen it in both sets so far, and I mean, even the level differential right now is telling you a little bit of a story. Bricked Up almost an entire level higher than the members of Brain Differential, and that's gonna be one barrier going down here. Still in the top corner, Brickbat and Storm TFT still keeping this push going. The cage comes out, but isn't going to do too much as Storm pushes it right back up into that slot. But Vega with the dash punch kill onto Brickbat. 2v3 situation now for a little while longer. They will manage to get a barrier off of the play. Yachi Kicho push up a little bit, eject button back, as just gonna let Storm maintain some control, keep it in that corner as Brickbat comes back online here. And Storm with the hook goes for the shot, blocked by Spartan here, but still up in this corner. Now Brickbat in the bottom, trying to get it back up to Storm, but Spartan able to keep it away for now. Vega is staggered here, and Storm will be the one to pick up the KO and push it right back into the top corner, but that barrier is still not going down. Core flip comes out from Spartan, and still the barrier stands. Yachi Kicho does have a core flip should they need it. And finally, Brickbat able to get it through Spartan and open up the goal. And now it's Spartan and Ether. Pass up to Vega. What a pass there. That team player coming in huge, but not huge enough, as the rebound is just going to go to Storm, and with a little dribble, will find the shot.
Oh yeah, Brickbat, and oh yeah, Storm, as this hook into strike combo has been mixing up the side of Brain Differential so much of this game. Now we're going to be seeing Brickbat setting up a little bit of a cheeky vertical NATO, but unable to actually find anything, as a fantastic core flip from a tier comes out and is able to find not one but two barriers for the side of Bricked Up. Now it is Vega looking for anything, any way past the defense of Bricked Up, but unable to find it. Now Storm yet again has that core flip in the bottom corner of the map, unable to find anything, really just saving it, trying to look for the perfect opportunity. Dash punch, unable to find the kill. Big Giga Blast coming out now, unable to find any barriers, though. Brain Differential is just holding it down at this point. They do not want to lose this game, as it is now match point for the side of Bricked Up. Wait, they held that barrier. Oh my god. Spartan may be the best Mako player in North America, as literally nothing is able to get it through this defense on the side of Brain Differential. Now it is Brickbat and Yachi Kicho on defense. Brickbat able to interrupt the pass, unable to just get it through it here, though. Core flip comes out. Core flip having to be traded. Vega now with the dash punch into the net. I mean, that was just a holding down spacebar masterclass coming out from Mako.
That was an absolutely insane round. Spartan won every interaction that was posed to them that round. That was absolutely insane. So that will put Brain Diff onto a set point. I mean, they're going to have to take this one, as if Brickbat's able to score here, they're just going to win game one. Core flip from Brickbat's going to get the KO, though, but not the barrier here. Passing back up into the top corner. Yachi Kicho pushing up a little bit. They're going to earn Vega's core flip here and still keep the momentum going in the top corner. Ether does respawn here, though. But now it's Ether in the bottom. Giga Blast comes out to send it back, and Storm pushing it back up into the top. Brickbat from the top, but got to get through all the members of Brain Differential here, and Spartan still just managing to hold this bottom barrier. Now up in the top corner, Vega has a little bit of a chance here, unable to find anything though. The cage will come out for a little bit of stalling action, but Ether in the bottom will find that bottom barrier. Now we're on one barrier apiece here. Brickbat passing up to Storm. Storm is looking pretty hurt, goes for the hook, but Ether able to get it out of there. And Yachikicho down to Brickbat. Storm is staggered. Juliet comes out from Vega to find the KO. Brickbat in the bottom with the dribble. Going to bring out the NATO to try and maintain control, but gets a kill in the process, and core flips for the second barrier as well. And now it's 2v2 for the next few seconds as Storm respawns as 2v3. But Ether able to grab that barrier, is going to be staggered for. Going to have to bring out the heal. Going to pass down to Brickbat, trying to keep the offensive pressure going. Yachikicho with the hit stun to get it past Ether, but it's not enough as Spartan's able to just send it right back here. Now in the top, Yachikicho sending it down to the bottom, but Ether and Vega are still up in that goal box. Coreflip comes out for Spartan to send it right back, and it's just back and forth at the moment as now Ether and Storm fighting for control here in this top corner, but Spartan able to get it out. Brickbat with a strike war win, sends it back over to Spartan, has to send it back up to avoid Storm just sending it right in. Yachikicho pushing up into the midfield. Gonna maintain a little control in the back, trying to get up to Storm, and with the hook, finds the shot into the bottom once again. That's Bricked Up taking game one.
Yeah, I mean, that last point was an absolute rally, but Bricked Up was able to find the goal in the end. I mean, Spartan was putting on a little bit of a defensive masterclass in that last set. Bricked Up was just having such a difficult time forcing that core through them, as shows on the stat screen. Spartan and a tier with a combined 87 saves versus Bricked Up's 62 combined saves. So definitely just so much defense being played, and honestly, they're doing a fantastic job. And I mean, Storm was also just really doing a very good job at capitalizing off of all of those cross pass opportunities with that Kazan hook. And I mean, that was just a very solid game played by both teams. It may have been a 3-0, but it certainly was not an easily earned 3-0.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even just looking at the goals, I mean, it was a 5-9, so it wasn't a total sweep. 9 KOs on the side of Bricked Up as well coming out was pretty big, and of course 64 shots on Storm was absolutely massive. Just playing offense that whole time, 0 saves, 64 shots. Love to see it on the forward. So going into game 2, it looks like the map will be Night Market. So old reliable here. Curious to see what picks are going to be coming out, if Brain Diff is going to continue to ban the Finny from Yachikicho, or if they're going to go potentially ban maybe Era off of Brickbat, notoriously strong on Night Market, or even a Julie ban potentially. So we'll see what comes out here. We'll see what these starting awakenings are, and get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they ban, because it seemed like the Kai from Yachikicho was doing a very good job at just not letting anything through for free. And I mean, Finny, of course, can still hold it down, but if that's a Finny on the goalie position, it might be a little bit easier to score on her, but it's looking like that is not what Brain Differential is thinking about, as we see a Juno ban coming out from the side of Bricked Up. Does not want to deal with any of those slimes, and I mean, understandably enough, she can be a rather frustrating character to play against, as we're seeing that now Mako Juliet trio being hovered yet again, and it's looking like we may be seeing just a run back, same comps as the last game. And I mean, I think one thing for this game is Bricked Up is going to need to figure out a way to get it through this defensive Spartan and a tier, because it felt like they were having a very difficult time actually putting Spartan into any checkmate situation. However, we're going to be seeing a stagger swagger and prize fighter start, yin and yang, coming out right here. We're going to be seeing Yachikicho and Storm taking that prize fighter, and Brickbat taking the stagger swagger. Well, only Vega will be taking the prize fighter. And I mean, Juliet kind of is a kill comp on her own on this map. I mean, as long as Vega follows the flowchart, I mean, this could not be a very easy game for Bricked Up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this honestly, it just puts the Juno ban into perspective here because prize fighter Juno, notoriously incredibly overpowered, makes total sense why that was banned here. I'm being sarcastic. I actually don't know why it was banned. They have their reason.
No, if Juno gets hot shot and prize fighter, I mean, we're taking a little trip back to September. I mean, that core is going to be going flying.
It's true. It's true. But with an open goal now for Bricked Up, they will manage to open a goal, though, in return. Spartan has a core flip up here. Now Brickbat sending it into the top. Yashi's Barrage going to come out to send it up to Storm in the top corner, looking for the demon angle. Spartan's going to be forced to flip to get that one out of there, but Storm now in the bottom. Ether, though, with the interrupt. Brickbat able to send it right back, and Storm just sniping it right in. Big hit there. Solid pass once again from Brickbat to Storm.
Yeah, I mean, Storm just making use of not one, but two of Kazan's forms right there, switching the form just in time and able to poke it straight past the tier. Just not ready. However, Vega able to secure one barrier and almost secure the second. I mean, those were two very fast barriers coming out. A good core flip from Yachikicho, able to clear up to Brickbat. Brickbat now core flip, able to find the barrier, going down to Storm TFT, but a fantastic Mako ult coming out, stopping that play dead in its tracks. And now it is back onto this iron wall defense that Brain Differential has been putting on this entire series so far. But I mean, Era is just really a difficult thing for Brain Differential to get past. These tornadoes are just something you have to respect so hard. But we're going to be seeing Storm actually burning the core flip. And I mean, a little bit of a brawl happening on the top side of this map. Vega is just trying to survive this creature. And I mean, with that prize fighter, living is just so important. If Vega goes down here, it can be very, very bad for Brain Differential for the rest of the set.
Yeah, doing their best to just kind of survive right now. Luckily, Brain Differential able to put up that defense, and there is Ether with the heal to keep Vega alive, taking a lot of damage once again, but core flip from Ether is going to bring down that final barrier of Bricked Up in this overtime here. The core is moving pretty darn fast as Ether goes in for the strike war. Yachikicho popping the eject button as Ether just sends out one more projectile to push it in to put Brain Differential on the board here. Spartan still able to preserve the core flip as well going into round 3 here.
Yeah, definitely very well played. Going into the 1-1, so definitely... Oh, but a kill onto Vega. That is so valuable for the side of Bricked Up. Those prize fighter stacks are just something... It probably going to be the win condition this game, if I had to guess. Unfortunate core flip burnt by Yachikicho earlier on defense. However, able to keep that barrier alive. Etir unable to find that barrier, though, kind of in a one-on-one situation. Brickbat able to run in, clear the core, though. Core flip burned by Spartan. Barrage used to clear it out. Vega is just trying to stay alive, needs to stay alive the best they can. They cannot allow this Kazan to continue stacking up these prize fighter stacks, as almost dying yet again. But I mean, Storm is just barely not able to take Vega off the map, but finally the kill is found. Second prize fighter stack obtained, and Yachikicho actually getting an assist for that, meaning the Kai is now on 3 stacks of the prize fighter. 2 core flips had by Bricked Up, deflected by Spartan, though, able to read that top shot. Now it is just Brickbat with the core flip. Maelstrom almost KOing a tier, but a core flip used and a goal secured as we move on to potentially the final point of this set.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking like a bloodbath game here for Bricked Up. I mean, already Yachikicho and Storm stacking up those prize fighters. And I mean, in that last set as well, we saw that heal come out from Ether to keep Vega alive for a while. But then we saw it come out again and actually miss. And there's another KO. So that's going to be Storm now at max prize fighter stacks as well. And very scary thing to have a Kazan at max prize fighter stacks like this. I mean, especially against... Well, I mean, there's now on the other team, but I mean, we saw like it doesn't necessarily do a lot. As I mean, right there, doesn't even need healing, just kills at full health if you're near the edge. Vega once again just out of this game almost permanently this set. Core flip comes out from Ether, isn't going to be able to do too much. Yachikicho
No way.
still managing to hold on to it.
Yeah, I mean, Vega is just being bullied. They're level 2. And I mean,
Yeah.
not denying XP from this Juliet is just going to be so strong. Bricked Up just not allowing this Juliet to touch the core to get even a little shred of XP. And I mean, these levels are so important in this game, as this Kazan is just pumping out so much damage with not one but two of his forms. Dash Punch missed, unable to find a kill to get back in this game, still stuck at level 2. And I mean, the XP denial is just so brutal, as this Kazan is just running rampant on top of Vega. And Brickbat, just fantastic core control, able to walk the core into the top side of that map, or that net, and secure the first set of this game.
Yeah, now going into this draft, Kazan, of course. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
I mean,
what do you do? What do
how
you
fun
do?
is this? I mean, we have the spec training and twin drive up for the Kazan. Pick your poison, as the spec training will be picked up by Storm TFT. And I mean, they're going to have to figure something out, because Vega desperately picking up the peak performance in any chance to just try and survive. But I mean, Vega is going to need to just try and get as much experience as they can, as leveling up is the main way to get that stagger bar increase, as a single ultimate from Kazan takes out half of Vega's health bar.
Yeah, and that now ultimate cooldown is a little bit too long to be dealing with Kazan ultimates. Vega just being absolutely pummeled over in the enemy goal box right now. And I mean, this is only going to get worse. Fight or Flight is gone, Stagger Swagger is gone, so the kind of safety fallback survival items, Vega's just going to have to hope that they can build some kind of stagger and maybe get a lucky kill or something, but it's not looking like it at the moment. Just getting absolutely thrown around in Bricked Up's goal box right now, as they're just letting Brickbat hit the core, and Storm and Yachikicho just absolutely punching Vega anytime the core is even on their side of the field. They will manage to grab a barrier, but Vega goes down, and Yachikicho... Oh, nice little shot there from Ether. Managed to get it through Brickbat, and Yachikicho couldn't actually reach it. With the flip. So that will be a point going to Brain Diff here. I mean, they're still pretty much in the same boat that they were, though. Vega desperately low on XP and stagger, and I would be surprised if they're able to pull out 2 more of those to actually take the set, but we'll see here. Spartan still does have a core flip, but so does everyone on the side of Bricked Up. Yachikicho gonna burn those right there. Vega having to run back and heal up from being staggered. Brickbat able to grab a top barrier here and continue the offensive play. Burns a core flip, gets Spartan's core flip, and with the mini NATO, will grab the second barrier. Storm in the top now with core flip. Doesn't even go for the core, just goes for Vega, actually. Says, never mind, let me just punch this guy. Vega will manage to grab 1 barrier and actually managed to grab 2 barriers. Very low here, but both goals are open now. They could try and find a lucky shot if Spartan can get it up, and Vega's able to stay alive, but barely. Storm able to find the hook before Ether can come out with the heal, and now with Storm with the core flip, this is probably looking like a goal here. Yeah, pass to Brickbat, just gonna beam it in, and now it's Bricked Up, putting their first point on the set on the board as well.
Yeah, I mean, right now, those may have been some equal looking points so far. However, the Kazan has now got all of the prize fighter stacks he could ever want. But I mean, Vega, despite being level 3 and losing half their health to 1 Kazan ability, once they are staggered, I mean, Bricked Up is having a very difficult time actually finding the killing blow onto Vega. However, now that, Kazan is at max prize fighter stacks, that hook knockback is just going to be a little bit too much to deal with for free. However, the core flip is parried by Spartan, not letting that one go in, knowing that is the longer they keep these plays alive, the more times Vega can hit the core, the easier it is to get back into this game. And I mean, that's kind of got to be the win condition for Vega. I mean, I feel like Vega should honestly be prioritizing just trying to get orbs at this point. because they just need XP. Every time the core goes near Vega, the Giga Blast comes out to deny any EXP whatsoever. However, getting that barrier is so big. But Brickbat now controlling the core, trying to stuff it past Spartan. But I mean, Era solo scoring, not going to be able to get it past Spartan that easy, as the open umbrella is going to take Vega off the map yet again. And I mean, oh yeah, Brickbat putting it into the top corner of the map. But I mean, the game plan here from Bricked Up is just kind of let Brickbat 1v2 and then Storm just Okies Vega.
Yeah, that basically seems to be like it's the plan. And I mean, it is working. It's taken a little bit of time for them to you know, find these scores, but Vega has been basically out of the game this entire time. I mean, level 7, level 8 to a level 3 is very rough indeed. And I mean, if Braindiff wants any chance of coming back here, they gotta play the long game. They just gotta play the really long game and drag this war of attrition out until everyone kind of caps out at Omega, and then give Vega a chance to catch up. That will be one barrier going down here. As now Brickbat, though, trying to push it back up, and Vega, of course, staggered in the goal box, having to run around in the midfield here, just trying to avoid Storm. Will avoid the hook as Aether's able to grab the second barrier here for Brain Differential. Vega goes down to the Giga Blast. Storm earning a core flip here. So does Brickbat. Storm burns the core flip up here, passes it to Brickbat. He gets the barrier, goes for the core flip as well. Aether able to block that one. Now Yachikicho, though, pushing up into the midfield, trying to send it back up, but Aether in the bottom is going to be sending it right back up. And now it's Storm who's staggered, and Vega who picks up the KO. Actually massive. Actually massive here for the side of Brain Differential. And Spartan with the red core hit is actually going to send it in. This is set point now for either team in what is potentially a very, very big set if Brain Diff can manage to win it, if Vega can manage to get a score, catch up on that XP, and maybe get a good spot in this draft.
Yeah, I mean, that kill is so massive. Not only are we getting the prize fighter stack back up, but almost 3 entire levels of XP as Vega has now gone from level 3 to level 6 in one set. But I mean, the core flip is just going to take them off the map yet again. We're going to need a death counter for Vega this game, as they are just being absolutely bullied by Bricked Up this game. And I mean, knowers know if Vega would just follow the flow chart, like probably can win. That's a fantastic,
oh my god,
ultimate mispositioned Spartan, and the core just sneaks past into the net, and Yachikicho is going to be the one to earn the MVP this set. And kind of a moment of reprieve for Brain Differential, as that Kazan, I mean, we're not seeing any 1-2 punch, any heavy impact, but that rapid fire is going to be something that needs to be denied.
Yeah, and there's Spartan picking that up. Missile prop going over to Yachikicho. You make that Giga Blast just hit harder. Storm looking to pick up Ego is here. You know, more energy, more flips. It also does deny the ability to dodge more to Vega, but Vega will be picking up that Spark of Resilience. Very solid stagger boost there to absorb a lot more of that damage, and with Peak, it's definitely a pretty solid pickup, so we'll see if they're able to make use of it. Already taken a massive amount of damage, though, just from the get-go. Storm just wailing away on him as soon as kickoff happens, but Aether and Vega still able to make some kind of offensive push here, grabs the bottom barrier, but now Brickbat in return will grab a top barrier. Yachikicho pushing up and helping to open the goal here. Vega staggered once again, able to play for their life. Aether's now comes out to keep him alive, but Storm is still lurking by, manages to dodge the dash punch there, but now Yachikicho on the defense gets it out of there with a barrage. Spartan looking to get it over to Aether, away from Brickbat. Vega has to be staggered here in the midfield, just trying to run around, try and eat some orbs. Gets pulled off the edge, though, goes down once again as Aether burns a core flip. And now Yachikicho here in the midfield. Eject button's back to the midfield, though, but able to get back in time just barely to save that one with the barrage. That was close call, but an unfortunate bounce there from Spartan sends it right up to where Brickbat is, and that's going to be Brickbat taking that goal. First point in what could be Bricked Up's winning set here if they keep this momentum up.
Yeah, oh yeah, Brickbat. I mean, definitely something very curious about this game is it kind of feels like Brickbat is playing both that midfield and forward score position, as Storm has kind of been relegated to bully Itir gang. However, not as easy to take them out as it was, as they allowed that spark of resilience pickup to happen. Or sorry, not bully a tier, Vega, as it's kind of just a tier and Spartan trying to 2v3 a lot of this game. But Vega is now back up. Dash punch comes out, but a fantastic and crucial strike war win coming out from Yachikicho, able to stop that goal from happening. Core flip burned, but so is the Mako secondary 20-second cooldown going down. The Maelstrom pushing Spartan out of the way, and Brickbat is able to secure the barrier and the goal for the second point of the set and the potential match point for the best of three.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see Braindiff pull out the full miracle reverse sweep on this one, but levels have evened out. Bricked Up has hit Omega. They can't scale anymore. They're at their maximum pretty much, so it's just up to Vega to earn those levels and try and do something, but it's gonna take essentially a miracle to not get scored on one more time and bring it all the way back. We'll see if they can do it. They managed to get one barrier here. Pass from Spartan is blocked by the barrier, unfortunately, as Vega is once again staggered. Storm able to grab both barriers, and with the core flip bounces it, but Ether able to interrupt the pass for now, trying to get it up into this bottom corner. Spartan looking to send it back up, but Brickbat in the midfield with the strike wars, trying to send it back over. Spartan able to get it back as Storm still just bullying Vega over here, but now Ether pushing it up, forces Yachi to core flip, pass up to Storm, is gonna find the shot though, and that's Bricked Up, taking the semifinal game 2 and moving on to the grand finals.
Very, very well played to both teams, but I mean, Bricked Up knew the mission. They saw that prize fighter start. They picked the one person on the enemy team without stagger swagger, and they're like, you get to die this game. And Kazan showed both of his forms that game. Let me tell you, 35,000 damage on the Kazan. I think that's like almost as much as blue team combined. Brain differential, I think that's what, 36, almost 37,000 damage combined. So I mean, that Kazan is just pumping out so much damage. 9 KOs on the Kazan. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything about the Odyssey Interactive Balance team, XDME, my beloved. However, someone needs to take a little look at this man.
Yeah. I mean, also, look, Brickbat out here with almost 21k damage on the era is kind of impressive as well. Not a character you'd expect to be dealing that much damage, especially compared to some other characters in the raw. I mean, out damaged Yachikicho even with the prize fighter Kai, but poor Vega relegated to 47 redirects that whole game.
They just did not let Vega touch the ball. I mean, that was straight up devious. They just did not let Vega play the video game. They signed up to play Omega Strikers and play League of Legends. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah. I mean, very, very well played to both teams. Brain differential did what they could. I mean, Spartan and Atir were just an absolute iron wall duo to get through that game. But unfortunately, even the best can only survive for so long, as they were just permanently on defense that game.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they played very solid for being in a 2v3 for most of that game. And I mean, the goals they did manage to get were very nice. Very solid play from Ether and Spartan, of course. It's just, I mean, obviously, Vega couldn't be present for this one. God rest his soul.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing Vega in the next Seraphim specialized training, as they didn't really get to play too much in this one, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll get to play a little bit more in the grand finals, which is where we are going to be headed next. It's going to be Bricked Up versus Shion's Shop.
Oh,
that-
Shion's Shop!
Shion's Shop beat
My God.
Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos. So they are going to be in the grand finals here against Bricked Up. Coming up pretty soon, I believe we're going to wait for map bans. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break while we wait for the players to do their map bans and get ready. And we will be right back with that. So don't go anywhere. Grand finals, Shion's Shop versus Bricked Up, coming up next.
I'm also logging my off on all the servers.
Have you considered getting a server upgrade?
No.
Wait,
Have you considered moving?
What, to the west?
wait, why? Why? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be the strongest midfielder. Don't worry. You can just play the game and I'll just be midfield.
Fair enough.
I don't have level 2. It just
Oh,
sucks.
I forgot you can do that.
Stop dashing!
I'm trying to hold it down.
Well, I'm here.
Oh wait, what the fuck?
Wait,
I thought you were there. No, that's not with the angle.
that was my slime. Oh.
Jesus Christ. How am I supposed to
Dashing again?
score? Ah, I cast it. It's fine.
No.
We'll score eventually.
Oh, all good, all good, all good. All good.
Oh my god!
Totally, baby.
Get a rat man!
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
baby, yes!
Ah!
Get out of the nets!
Don't
No.
hurt me like
Oh.
Sky! I'm gonna kick your
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, my single slime.
Get off me, you cringer!
Ah, I got by
Oh.
the don't hit the core tag.
Okay.
Bro, you
Stupid of me.
sounded like an infant.
Me.
Oh, my
Let me
strike
just
missed.
hit you like this.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, what am I watching?
Okay, well, come on.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god! Oh yeah, get wrecked!
I'm so
Oh,
fucking
hey.
pissed off right now.
What is going on right
I got down.
now? Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Morally cameraman.
I'm mad, bro.
Yo,
Oh
is that
my
was busted? Is that was busted or what? Oh.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, Bertram!
I'll put, I got it away from the hook. Wait, that's our hook. I just realized. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey,
I was like, what are you doing, bro?
I thought the hook was an enemy hook, so I was throwing a rocket back to hit it.
No, they keep killing Wallaby.
It's like I cover the pass, but it doesn't even matter because I'm so small. Oh yeah.
Wallaby.
There we go, Wallaby. There we go.
There we go.
No.
Wait. This guy is too good. Oh.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Lost because of
Yo.
eject button. SMH my
Nice.
head.
So true.
Yikes! If you just had a strike shot.
I didn't know.
True, true.
Yeah, Let's
didn't
Guy's doing really
know.
good.
Oh,
I
guys,
wonder,
guys,
I
I
wonder
get
why Wallaby's
dwarf
having
now.
so much trouble against him.
No.
Feelings.
Okay. I mean, all right.
It's
I guess.
so, so chill.
He is
Wait,
a
what?
fan. What can I say?
Rah!
Oh.
Whoa, guys, relax.
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
No, that was so obvious. I'm sad. Hey,
Oh
that
my.
Deadeye is OP!
Deadeye,
I would not be dying to
Deadeye.
that without Deadeye. I would.
Midfielders are good at
Oh,
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, this Wallaby guy.
Wallaby guy. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah! Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah, kill me now. I've got so much stagger. Stupid.
Stupid. Yo!
Good job, Bertram. Or teamwork. Oh.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad.
Oh,
I'm so
so
bad. I'm
fast.
so bad. I'm so bad.
Oh,
so good.
let's go.
Whoa!
We
Oh,
think
yeah.
he's
Oh,
that
yeah.
It was
Oh,
all
yeah.
a bait, so Light Sky would move up because he thinks I'm trash.
I'm so bad. You can walk up my so bad.
I'm out. Get in there.
Whoa.
I'm out. I
There's
didn't
some
jet.
next level plays happening up there.
Oh,
What? What? You don't even have spec.
I don't need
Why is
spec.
that killing me?
just
No,
good.
why is that killing me? No, no. I knew we had another cheater in the lobby, but I didn't want to say anything.
Whoa, that was a play. I hate this guy.
what me?
No.
What did I do?
Oh.
Wait.
Let's
Oh,
go.
that was so cringe of me.
Yeah.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. The best of the best are going head to head in this winner takes all grand finals. Lock in those picks, strikers.
We are back going into the wonderful grand finals. Xi'an Shop versus Bricked Up. And it will in fact be played on Night Market. The teams have selected their map and are ready to go. So we'll be getting into this one pretty soon. I'm excited. It's looking like it's going to be a really fun game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I am a fan of both of these teams, but everyone knows I am the #1 Xi'an Shop fan. There is not a single player in Omega Strikers that even comes close. Specifically, no one on a certain NASL team that even comes anywhere close to me. So I know who I'm cheering for this game. However, oh yeah, Brickbat will still come out of my mouth many, many times.
And we love to see it. So on this Night Market map, let's see what these bands are going to come out. And if Bricked Up is planning on running a similar thing. Oh, Bricked Up, actually, the ones to ban Finny this go around. Interesting. As the Kazan band comes out from Xi'an's shop, which I suppose after that last game would make sense. Looks like we got Aramir coming out. Yachi Kicho back on that Kai goalie. X for Xi'an's shop. That Era X combo with the Dubu in the back and Storm on the Asher forward. So let's see how they run this one back and take a look at these starting awakenings. Prime time team player on the goalies, prime time for everyone else.
Yeah, definitely, probably want to keep an eye on Bricked Up this game, as many back passes will probably be coming out as knowers know of the Brickbat meta. However, I mean, prime time for both eras, definitely very strong awakening for that character, as well as the X and the Asher both opting for prime time. I mean, only a 5% reduction now. I mean, prime time on that X is nothing to sleep on, as Yachi Kicho has been taken off of the map already by that bell ringer, and even more of them are coming out. Brickbat staggered, and the Bull Rush is going to secure the point, and Xi'an's shop are going to be the ones to take the first point of the series.
Wimmy pulling up this match and just fighting the forces that be, that being the members of Bricked Up here, and almost earning a full energy bar off of it and grabbing another barrier here as well, and still throwing out the damage point blank core flip to grab a second barrier here, as all the stagger bars are just so low on the side of Bricked Up as Storm is taken out. Brickbat is hurt. Aginator pushing up with the soup. Shianzu and Gwimmy just in the goal box, up in the faces, and Gwimmy with another KO as Shianzu finds the shot, and Brickbat was staggered. Everyone else was dead. What is happening this match?
Yeah, I mean, is Shion's shop the best X-era pilots in Omega Strikers or what? As Gwaimi is just running just a slaughter this game, as what a fantastic NATO from Shionzu, doing so much damage to Yachikicho here. And now it is Brickbat and Storm TFT forced on defense. Gwaimi staggered but still alive, able to push it down. Core flip has to be burned, able to get the top barrier, but Asianator is going to deflect it away, saving that core flip for another time. Bull Rush comes out, unable to find anything, and Bricked Up is going to find a kill. Core flip comes out from Storm TFT. Fantastic angle, able to secure that second barrier. However, Shion's shop has 2 core flips to work with, 1 burned, and Storm TFT is going to be able to reflect that core flip and secure the first goal for Bricked Up this set.
Yeah, the good old Asher primary counters all the core flips. Bricked Up finally able to find a bit of their stride there and escape the wrath of Gwaimi in that set, but coming back with a vengeance as Brickbat is already hurt. A barrier falls now in this top corner as Asianator sending it back up to the forwards here. Gwaimi looking for a strike war, but 2 members of Bricked Up able to get it out of there. Asianator sending it back up though. Gwaimi with a bit of a dribble off the middle, actually. Ooh, fancy. Manages to find that second barrier. Is looking kind of hurt here, but the soup's going to come out from Asianator, pushing up into the midfield. Does have a core flip if they need it. Keel's keeping this offense going. Strike war win, but Brickbat's able to get it back out of there for now. Gwaimi still staggered, just trying to play for their life up in the goal box. Shionzu up in the top, trying to get it through to Gwaimi. Pops the X Maximus, gets the size from Era, and is able to punch it in and grab the first set for Shion's shop.
Yeah, I mean, what a well-played set and a well-earned X-era first draft win, and rewarded with so many options. The Stagger Swagger, the Specialized Training, the Timeless Creator, just so many options for them to work with. And I mean, X-era is only going to get stronger and stronger as the spec training has to be denied, but the Spark of Resilience picked up by Gwaimi, no doubt still very happy with the Spark of Resilience pickup. Gonna see the Fight or Flight picked up by Asianator and the Aerials picked up by Yachikicho, but I mean, that seemed like a very, very strong first set from Shion's shop, and Era X only gets stronger and stronger as the game progresses. However, a fantastic NATO from Brickbat. Oh yeah, Brickbat is going to take out Shionzu, and it is now up to Asianator and Gwaimi to save this point.
Yeah, they will manage to grab 1 barrier here as Shionzu is respawned again, though. Gwaimi able to pick up a barrier of their own, but now in the bottom corner, Shionzu with the Era Beam able to open up the goal. Asianator pushing up into that midfield, play a bit of offense here, keep it all 3 members of Brickbat over on their side of the field and not letting them get anything going. Yachikicho pushing up to cover the bottom, but now it's Brickbat's turn in the bottom, but can't find anything here. Shionzu able to get it out, but takes a lot of damage from that specialized pass splitter. Has to fall back and wait for the orb as Brickbat's able to send it back up into the top, but Asianator getting it back out once again, back down to Yachikicho. The soup's going to come out in the bottom here as Gwaimi pops the X Maximus and is able, with a little dribble, to get it out and find the point.
Yeah, I mean, very, very creative dribble off of that night market barrier, able to just find a very, very powerful angle and put it in right there. However, I mean, it seems like Shionzu is kind of getting a little bit more bullied this set. This path splitter is putting out so much damage with that specialized training, and I mean, Asher may not be known as a brawler that, you know, just does pure damage like, say, the X. However, I mean, that prime time is not putting out any small amount of damage. Gwaimi surviving the NATO from Brickbat, but Shionzu just walking into the path splitter, not respecting how much damage it does with that specialized training, that 40% extra damage. Gwaimi now with the core flip walking up, X Maximus comes out, both barriers earned. Tofu Fortress coming up from Asianator, however, not really going to need it there. Log coming out. Now, really not having much to work with. Giga Blast coming out from Yachikicho, stopping Gwaimi from finding that gold core flip, finding the kill onto Shionzu, but an unfortunate dribble off the center barrier, for Storm is going to put it into a precarious situation. However, gets the barrier anyway. And notice Guaymi just trying to stop this ball from getting up to the Asher. Asianator now has core control. Guaymi just dashing forward, able to strike the core with that overtime speed. Strike cooldown, not back up in time. And Guaymi is going to put it in for the second point of this second set.
And what a bull rush that was. But I mean, also what a Giga Blast from Yachi earlier in the set. Actually hit Guaymi and managed to barely save the goal. Unfortunately, Guaymi, of course, managed to find it later anyway. But now punching Yachi a fair bit, dealing a lot of damage to the goalie of Bricked Up, bringing out the Bell Ringers, able to win the strike war and actually grab a barrier there as well. As Yachi Kicho having to kind of stay away from Guaymi with that prime time. That Bell Ringer's coming up a lot, and in fact, Yachi Kicho actually pops the speed and runs to the other side of the map to steal an orb. Guaymi will be able to grab that other barrier as Storm actually gets taken out by an Arenado. 2v3 now. Strike War win there from Guaymi. Forces Brickbat to use the core flip to try and get it out of there, but taking so much damage. The X-Max is popped and Brickbat goes down. Yachi Kicho is very hurt, but Storm is back alive now. Yachi Kicho pushing up in the midfield to try and stay alive and get away from Guaymi. Storm on the defense, but a pass from Xianzu finds Guaymi and finds the goal with Xian's shop now. 3-0, taking the second set.
Yeah, I mean, moving into this draft era with the MVP yet again, rewarded with that rapid fire. Also going to be seeing the Super Surge, the 1-2 punch, the big fish. Just so much for the X to scale off of right here, and nowhere near enough potential denies coming out from Brickbat. Big fish going to be picked up by the Asher. That extra size is going to make it so much harder for them to win Strike Wars. Missile propulsion picked up by the Kai. However, the extra special on the Dubu is going to allow for just so much more defense, which honestly, looking at the levels, I mean, Asianator hasn't really been on defense that much this game. However, Guaymi and Xianzu both losing half their HP bars off of that one Giga Blast Path Splitter combo. Xianzu now staggered, but as the stagger swagger so much speed and is able to just recover all of that HP. Now it is Storm and Brickbat looking to get the second barrier from Asianator, who is just not letting up whatsoever. Yachi Kicho running forward with the eject button. Barrage coming out now does not have any abilities to work with. The side of Bricked Up really needs to keep this ball forward right now, as Kai does not have anything to work with. Fantastic clear down, though. Getting it past Guaymi. Does not have the X Maximus. Giga Blast coming out, finding a kill onto Asianator. Xianzu is just so low, and there is nothing they can do to stop that from going in.
Absolutely massive KO there onto the Dubu. I mean, yeah, like you said earlier, Asianator not been getting too many interactions. The core has mostly been staying on the side of Bricked Up. It's allowed Asianator to push up to the midfield and just kind of throw it back over there whenever it's needed. But Guaymi and Xianzu have pretty much just been holding it over there for most of the game. I mean, as we saw right there, Asianator obviously isn't going to have as much stagger now, not as high leveled. So, you know, potential KOs are an option for Storm should they find the opportunity. But speaking of which, Yachi Kicho actually staggered right now, having to run away from Guaymi, but with a solid path there down to Storm, able to find that second barrier. Core flip comes out, but it's blocked by Asianator as Guaymi taking a lot of damage, and Storm comes back to find the KO. The soup comes out from Asianator to try and hold it down for a while, but a pass from Storm down to Brickbat in this bottom corner here. Xianzu trying to clear it out, get it back into the top side as Guaymi does respawn. Yachi Kicho in the top. Xianzu, though, wins the strike war and grabs the bottom barrier. That's both teams now with an open goal. Storm is in the bottom corner. Asianator trying to keep it away, but a pass from Brickbat won the strike war and got it over to Storm, who found the point as Bricked Up now looking to make a comeback on set point here.
Yeah, it kind of seems like Bricked Up has now figured out the mission, figured out the strategy to begin winning this game. Guaymi is just staying so far up, putting all of her trust in her midfielder to get that ball up. However, I mean, if Xianzu and Asianator are not able to get the ball up I mean, Guaymi is just kind of almost playing like an Oki kind of style of gameplay where they're just not really able to really like partake in the skirmish going on in the net of her team. However, Yachikicho just is able to deflect everything Guaymi is throwing at them right now, and Brickbat is doing such a good job at supporting Yachikicho doing this, as Storm now with that big fish is just such a menace. That big fish primetime Asher. However, Guaymi is able to get that barrier open, get the goal open, and finally threaten their first point of the set. They're going to need to secure that, as the flip and the goal are both earned. And this is a reminder to everyone that it doesn't matter how many goals the enemy team scores. You just need to score 3 before them.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all we're really looking for here. I mean, there are core flips coming up now from Asianator. Xianzhu likely be getting theirs soon, but Storm does have theirs, as so will Yachi in a moment. Big offensive play here coming out from Shion's shop, is able to grab that barrier and get the KO here onto Brickbat. Now on this top side, Yachikicho looking very hurt, as Guaymi likely looking for another KO. Bull Rush comes out, doesn't find it though. Yachi just spending that speed every time Guaymi stands on top of him to just run away from the X. Just get to somewhere that the X is not standing to survive. And so far it's been working pretty well, as now Bricked Up able to grab a barrier of their own here. Yachikicho with the core flip, but Xianzhu able to grab the second barrier with the intercept, but Storm now in the top corner grabs the barrier, forces Asianator to pull the core flip, bounces it on the goal line, but too sharp of an angle. It's not enough. It goes in. That's Bricked Up taking their first set, and so the comeback begins as Yachikicho on the MVP here.
Oh, wait. This draft is actually pretty favorable towards Shion's shop, though. I mean, Castellas and Monu with the Era on second pick, going to be happy no matter which of the two that Shionzu is able to get. Little bit of a rhyme right there. Twin Drive picked up by the Dubu, and the Peak Performance picked up by the Asher, as wait, we're gonna be allowing Guaymi to pick up that Spark of Strength to go with that Spark of Resilience. Even more damage coming out from this X now, and I mean, look at that health bar, just so much scaling on the X now. And I mean, 1 kill comes out, 2 barriers comes out, 2 kills come out, and now it is Yachikicho unable to do anything. Such a big draft for Shion's shop. The Shion sweep continues.
I mean, yeah, absolutely massive. I mean, you have Guaymi with the double spark now, and Xianzhu picking up that Monumentalist. The damage, I mean, it's going to be a repeat of that first set that we saw, where the damage is just going to be coming out constantly. Already Brickbat's health at half, as Xianzhu looking to push this core back up into the top corner. The giant NATO coming out as well to help secure that top barrier. Brickbat goes down to a core flip there from Xianzhu. Asianator back up in the midfield. Just keep sending the core back up to the team. Yachikicho will manage to grab a barrier of their own, but Guaymi now popping the X Maximus in the goal box, just waiting for the core to show up. Core flips here, grabs the bottom and earned Yachikicho's core flip all at once, forces Yachikicho to just run around and avoid getting punched off the edge in this dangerous situation that Bricked Up find themselves in here. Xianzhu pushing up to Guaymi in the top corner with the big NATO, takes out Yachikicho and just pushes it right in. Match point now for Shion's shop, if they just continue this absolute momentum. Bricked Up, not a lot of options here. They're just gonna have to pray for a miracle to bring this one back.
Yeah, I mean, that was just such an insane draft for Shion's shop, as they get the goal open, the team player almost securing that goal. And I mean, Bricked Up is on their last leg. However, I mean, it's just so hard to deal with these fantastic builds that the side of Shion's shop has gotten. And I mean, they've been dying since set 1, as Guaymi is trying to look to secure this game. Good clear down from Yachikicho though, able to save it and hold on just for a little bit longer now. Bull Rush comes out unable to find anything. Brickbat has the core flip to work with, as a fantastic double barrier is picked up. A big kill by Brickbat onto Guaymi, able to try and send it over to Storm TFT, but it's Xianzhu now with that core flip, looking to run forward, burn the core flip, unable to find the shot though. It is now Storm and Brickbat yet again on the offense, and they were able to stuff it past Asianator to pick up their first point of the set, looking to pull it back from honestly what seems like a pretty doomed set.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to do this 2 more times still to try and bring this back, but they do have 2 core flips. Storm, fortunately, burning his on air right there. You know, you hate to see it. Guaymi popping the X Maximus to grab that bottom barrier, forces Yachikicho to also burn their core flip as well. And Storm looking kind of low over in the goal box, just kind of having to play their life a little bit, grab an orb as the core is getting thrown around in the midfield here. Xianzhu managing to find a pass up to Guaymi to open up Bricked Up's goal here, as now it's a matter of time. An open goal versus 2 barriers. This is Bricked Up's Hail Mary play. They need to get it up to Storm TFT. Managed to find 1 goal. Looking to try and get a second one. Pushing up into this top corner. Asianator and Xianzhu able to get it out though. Now Guaymi in the top. Pops the X Maximus. Can't find anything though. NATO comes out. Pass Splitter comes out to try and keep the defense going. Guaymi barely out of range of the shot there. Bricked Up holding on by a thread, as now it's Xianzhu in the bottom trying to get it back up to Guaymi with the dribble. Finds the shot right in between Brickbat and Yachikicho, and that's Xion's Shop taking game 1.
Yeah, I mean, very well played by both teams. I mean, Asianator ending that game at level 8 when everyone else is level 10 just shows how much pressure Xion's Shop had that game. I mean, that Era X composition on Night Market is just so strong. And the Kai Era Asher, I mean, not exactly a horrible comp or anything, but I mean, you kind of need to be winning really hard in the midfield for that comp to work, as the Asher was just forced to come back and burn all her abilities on defense almost that whole time. And I mean, Xianzhu kind of controlled this game with a whopping 245 redirects, 45 more than the rest of their team combined. I mean, this was kind of just like a midfield carry for the side of Xion's Shop. And I mean, Brickbat still honestly kept up. Like, they don't call Brickbat the brick wall for no reason, but the redirects on the side of Bricked Up are much more even throughout the whole team. Definitely was a big team defense on the side of Bricked Up, as 25 saves on Brickbat, 16 on Storm TFT, and 57 on the goalie. I mean, there was just so much defense being played. Guaymi, however, with the 0 saves, 75 redirects, 9 goals, not a bad ratio whatsoever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in terms of goals to redirects, that's probably approaching a record of shot to goal. I don't know what you would call that stat, shot to goal ratio. I don't think it actually exists, but I feel like someone should start tracking that just to see. But we're going to be moving into game 2 here, which it looks like the players have selected Atlas Lab. So going back to the lab again for game 2, the classic game 2 map, it would seem, Atlas Labs. So it's like our players are going to be readying up here shortly, and we'll be getting into that in just a moment. But we'll see if anything changes with the picks and bans. I'm curious, or if they're going to continue with kind of the trend that we've been seeing, that Kazan ban and whatever it was they banned. Like, oh yeah, they banned Finny on themselves or something. Yeah. So we'll see what they do this time.
Yeah, kind of scared of the Finny. However, they've realized the power of the X, trying to stop that X era comp from happening. And I mean, if we see the Kazan ban come out, which we do, it's gonna be a lot of the more like damage stack brawlers not being available for this Atlas Lab game. Gonna be see the Juliet locked by both teams. Finny on both teams as well, but we're going to be seeing Brickbat opting for the Kai, and I assume that's going to be Xianzhu on the now midfield. Yeah, so it's going to be a 1-2 punch missile propulsion start. So probably gonna be seeing a lot of dash punching this game. And I mean, Guaymi doesn't have the X, but I mean, what was it an X era flute game, or was it not, as Xian's shop puts out an explosive start to this game?
Already a KO, and already Brickbat looking pretty hurt as well, but it doesn't matter. Guaymi and Xianzu able to just force it right through. And with this Juliet and Finny goalie mirror, I mean, it's basically the exact same thing, other than Brickbat's playing Kai and Xianzu is playing now, but even their equipment still matches. So this is almost a mirror match. So I mean, I imagine it's gonna be a lot closer than the game we saw last time. But already, I mean, Xian's shop still dishing out a ridiculous amount of damage. Gets a KO, Storm is staggered, and able to just push up and flip it right in with another, what's looking to be a very dominant set one from Xian's shop. It's, I don't know if they just don't know, or if they just know how to play the early game incredibly well or something, but that seems to be almost a trend that we're seeing now, as Yachikicho burning a core flip here, but the second barrier going down as well, and Storm eating the Finny ult and just trying to run away from Guaymi, chasing them into the goal box at the moment, as Xianzu able to find the KO and a pass up to Guaymi there for an easy set one from Xian's shop.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to take note of is the Kai into this comp is a little bit of a dangerous pick, as you know, Kai is pretty squishy, as we've been seeing, but I mean, it's looking like Xian's shop is taking notes from the Kazan game we saw earlier, as Guaymi is just beating up Storm TFT. Gonna be seeing a twin drive and quick strike pickup from the side of Xian's shop, specialized training on the Finny goalie. So not gonna be seeing too much more like potential killing on the Juliet. However, that twin drive on the Now is so strong, and so far, I mean, the Now has been kind of controlling this game. Brickbat really struggling to like find what he needs to do to start winning against this Now, as it seems like Yachi is struggling so much with these mines. Guaymi's staggered, and it doesn't even matter. I mean, almost every point this game has ended in 10 seconds. Bricked Up is going to need to figure something out, and fast.
Yeah, Xian's shop earned the Steam achievement, score 3 goals in a row that each take 10 seconds or less. I mean, it's been a very dominant showing so far, and Bricked Up just not having a lot of answers at the moment. Storm still is stuck at level 1. I mean, we're on set 2.2. Storm is still stuck at level 1 and just eating damage constantly right now. It's like a repeat of what we saw with Vega early. But yeah, Brickbat able to get both barriers here as Storm finally goes down. Manages to win the strike. By Yachikicho's Finny secondary, but they're in a very tight situation as Xianzu and Guaymi just pushed right up, and Guaymi there with the pass from the Finny card, able to find it and take set 2. This is just looking so rough right now for Bricked Up, and an absolutely insane showing from Xian's shop with almost mere comps as well.
Yeah, I mean, Xian's shop is keeping the stream on schedule, as this may be the shortest match in OS tournament history. I don't think we've seen overtime yet, as we're seeing the Deadeye deny come out. Xianzu picking up the Deadeye, Guaymi picking up the Demolitionist, and we're gonna be seeing the size deny coming out on Asianator. But gonna actually see some pretty big pickups for Bricked Up. Catslash coming out on the Kai, the prime time on the Fini, which is super good for defense. But maybe most important of all, the Spark of Resilience pickup by Storm TFT. 2 levels earned off of that kill, and now it's looking like Bricked Up is finally almost able to get back into this game, but Xianzhu is trying to say no. We are taking this home right now. We want that Sony W.
I mean, yeah, for sure. If you're Xion's shop, you just end this here. But I mean, this has got to be one of the rare games where we saw set 3 start and a player was still at level 1. Storm finally earning levels, 2 of them off of that 1 KO, but now getting KO'd themselves here as Brickbat and Yachikicho forced to play some more defense, but Guaymi finds a dash punch on to Yachikicho and goes for the shot, goes around the back, but Xianzhu able to pass it right back up here. Brickbat and Storm having to defend until their goalie is alive again, but Xianzhu now with the core flip, blocked by Brickbat, goes for the corner, and it just goes in. Xion's shop just absolutely bullying Bricked Up right now. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, Xianzhu is level 7. This game is absolutely being dominated.
Oh my gosh.
But, I mean, right now it's looking like the kills are being dominated, as it is Asianator stuck in a 1v3 situation. Unable to find that goal though. Guaymi is back up, all coming out. Xianzhu is now back up as well. Kill coming out onto Brickbat. Storm just barely evading that double kill situation. However, it's now looking like the situation has completely reversed, and it is now Yachikicho stuck in what is almost another 1v3 as Storm is taking out. The barrier has fallen. Brickbat is trying his best to stop this ball from going in. Core flip burned. Unable to find the goal though. Brickbat has the ball. Xianzhu looking very low. No ultimate to work with, and the strike war is won. And now Bricked Up are the ones to take the point back. But I mean, that's what we've kind of been seeing this game. Bricked Up, I mean, if the point goes beyond 30 seconds, it's usually gone to Bricked Up. The problem is it's not going beyond 30 seconds, as the Fini ult is going to find both barriers. However, Guaymi will be taken out, and now they just need to deal with Xianzhu. But I mean, Xianzhu has been no easy player to deal with this game, absolutely dominating in this midfield control. And Storm TFT is just trying to win a strike war. Xianzhu almost hitting a crazy angle. Ult coming out, just trying to slow them down. Brickbat burning the barrage. Asianator having to burn the primary, trying to stop Brickbat from getting that barrier. Able to do so. Now ultimate burned, not to heal, but just to provide that extra bit of core control defense, and Guaymi is going to hit a fantastic dash punch to secure the point, and now we are on to match point of this game.
Yeah, this is a very tough situation here for Bricked Up. I mean, like we saw in the last one, if they go down here, this is the 1 point that Xion's shop needs to win the whole tournament. They have 2 core flips as well to do it. One coming out there from Xianzhu to grab a barrier here, and Guaymi in prime position to potentially get the second one, but Storm and Brickbat able to clear it out for now. Julio comes out though, and that's going to pick it up. Guaymi and Asianator are both with the core flips. Core flip from Asianator, sending it over into the corner, and now Guaymi in the top with the dash punch. That's the game. That's Xion's shop taking game 2 and winning the grand finals, taking it all. Ladies and gentlemen, your Seraphim Specialized Training number 6 tournament winners, Xion's shop, coming out in a very dominant showing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 10-minute game, by the way. I mean, Xion's shop got a bit of momentum and ran with it. Look at these redirects. Guaymi with 31 redirects, Asianator with 50, and Xianzhu with 112. Yet again, gapping their entire team in redirects combined. Guaymi with the 6-goal performance on 31 redirects. That is insane. I mean, Storm TFT unable to find their place in this game. 21 redirects, just trying to survive this game. I mean, Xianzhu just kind of dominated so hard in the midfield this set. I mean, the night market game was just so much core control coming out from that era. And I mean, the now in this Atlas's lab game, I mean, they just really couldn't get the ball past Xianzhu. I mean, Xian's shop were kind of strike warriors. Like, I don't know if anyone else was paying attention, but I was noticing, like, Xianzhu is kind of winning every single strike war, and that shows as we see the 42 shots, which is more than Bricked Up combined, by the way.
It's almost more than everyone else combined. It's very close. But yeah, that's absolutely insane. For a midfielder, have 42 shots, and of course the redirect gap. I mean, also you have the 2 KOs with the 10 KOs combined for the side of Xian Shop as well. It's absolutely insane. I mean, you have a team that won where their goalie had 11 saves. They got about 1 save a minute, and they won.
Yeah. I mean, just such a dominating performance by Xian's shop, but I mean, you cannot discount Bricked Up either. That night market game, they put up such a fantastic fight. That game went all the way. It's just Xian's shop found the momentum and ran with it. And I mean, there were a couple of things that changed up on both teams in between those games, but it feels like Xianzhu was just feeling it tonight. I don't know what to say. This was just such a dominating performance in the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I mean, by no means was it, just a boring stomp to watch. I mean, these were very entertaining games. These were very intense games that we got to see. And I mean, Xian's shop, they earned this one. They earned this win. They played incredibly solidly. Xianzhu put on a almost legendary performance here when stacked up against the rest of the competition in what was a very, I'm sure, endurance heavy tournament in this, every series or every bracket was a best of 3 running late, and this team, they ran the gauntlet. They really ran the gauntlet, and they showed up and they finished it out incredibly strong. So I mean, it shows. It really shows. The dedication they had to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, very, very well played to both teams. The shop will not be closing tonight as they earned that victory in the Seraphim Specialized Training number 6. And I mean, look, if there's anyone to finally hit the Seraphim hat trick, do what me and Zert failed to do. It is Xian's shop. We need the Xian sweep. Come on, get in here, hit the hat trick. But I mean, I believe with that, that was grand final. So I think we're going to be wrapping up in a second here.
Yeah, I believe we are. I think there was a battle for 3rd place, but I don't think we have the results of that. So I'm not sure, but I think that's between Brain Differential and Seraphim Chocolate Cosmos. I don't know what the status is on that, if they were doing that or not, but I thought they were. So I don't know who won 3rd, but yeah, that's Xian's shop taking 1st, and Bricked Up, of course, taking 2nd. GG's to both teams. So yeah, I mean, thank you to all our TOs for coming out tonight. It was a long slog. So I've heard it's been going on for a hot minute, but they held it down. They kept the thing running. Thank you to Max, our producer, for producing as always, and of course Frying Pan Man and Iguana for holding down the first half of the stream on the cast. And thank you, Marissa, for joining me for these wonderful finals. It's a pleasure as always.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you for Seraphim Specialized Training number 7. Make sure to sign up for that if you played today. And if you've never played in a tournament before, I mean, Omega Strikers Amateur Series is starting back up soon, but also Seraphim Specialized Training is a fantastic place to up your skills as a player. In terms of, I just would like to shout out, watch NASL and NASA tomorrow and on Sunday. And of course, on Monday, the Westy Draft League will be playing yet again. So if you want to watch me play, watch the Westy Draft League. But NASL, NASA are so much fun to watch, and definitely make sure you come out to Bestie and Slot tomorrow for that, to watch the highest level of Omega Strikers. But with that, I have been Marissa. This has been Lego Mage, and we will be signing off for tonight.
See you next time. Thank you for watching, and good night.
Mm.